Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 24. This episode was brought to you by Roll20. What?
Here.
24.
24.
24.
Yeah, 24.
24.
24.
It's a bad habit that I picked up from Sarah. I don't know what to do about it. I can't stop it.
Just live with it. Accept life.
I do. Aggie found it. I don't even know if it's right.
I'm putting that to Google Translate.
Or
Gaijin, is it correct?
no, see, I'm not gonna answer now because I had no.
It's not correct. Oh. Well, I could ask Aggie. Aggie, is it correct? Anyway,
I was putting it through Google Translate just for the wrong translation.
Excellent.
Since when has Nightbot known Japanese? Since last year.
You know, it's fine.
Since like April of last year. What? You were busy. I didn't want to bother you.
That's always the excuse I hear is people like, oh, but you're busy all the time. It's like, no, take a chance. Take a gamble.
Okay.
I'm available more than you think.
Then Gaijin, is it correct?
I don't think so, actually.
No! I tried so hard.
Like, what are you actually wanting to say?
Like the TV thing that you hear.
この番組はブランドスポンサー、グランドスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
I can't put Roll20 in there at all?
I mean, you can just the thing is that that's
like a Rodu 20 or something.
Yeah. Brought to you
20.
by Roll20.
ロール20 20. There's no T sound. Shit. She 20. Ah, shit. This is why I hate katakana
No, wait.
so
Why can't they
much.
just
Annie.
learn English like the rest of us?
Look, it's not a very phonetic language. I don't know what to tell you.
They need more phonetics.
Also, Evan Sky, you're fired. You're fired out of a cannon into the sun.
I tried. I failed, but I tried. The effort was there-ish. It was just wrong. Okay, so Arkoff, where can they find you?
Twitch.tv/Arkoff. And also here on Mondays and Thursdays for Twitch.tv/ColonelCheru.
Yeah,
Danganronpa.
we're continuing Danganronpa this upcoming Monday. So if you missed out on it this week, I don't blame you. We all missed it deeply, trust
A
me.
year from now.
We'll be playing it next year. Yeah, next year on a Monday.
Wow.
Willie, where can they find you?
They can find the Willy Boo at the Willy Boo, fun posting online, and this pause and stuttering is all by design, clearly. I've got nothing new at the moment. I'm playing through Shovel Knight again.
That's good. That's news.
Yeah.
Strike the earth.
Yeah.
Strike the Earth.
Connor.
Yeah, it's all about that music.
Where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com/DistortionDevil, where I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, you already know what's up with my schedule. Be sure to check out Dead House Sonata. I got a playable tick demo out and out. Also check out my DM's Guild, where the Warpath Barbarian is coming. I promise.
Yes.
I need to yell at my artist.
Who's your artist? I can help. Yell.
Mel.
Yeah, I can help yell at him. Gaijin, where can they find you?
Correcting your Japanese right here. Give me a second.
Yay! I'm being
So,
fixed.
right there and right there. Enjoy.
Thank
Hey
you.
everyone, Gaijin Kumba here. Dumb Weeaboo Japanese Things and Culture is my game. I will be releasing, if not this weekend, then early next week, a brand new Witch Ninja talking. So y'all know Snake, right?
Yeah, the rabbit.
Yeah, do you have any idea how dense of culture that freaking bunny is?
No.
Because you're gonna find out. It was
I
about
thought you was just a ninja.
no. It's 12 pages of research. 12 pages, Willie. So I'm gonna be doing that. I've been gifted Crab Fight and Okinawa Rush, both of which surprisingly are Japanese themed. So I'm probably gonna be streaming those later on Saturday and Sunday, 7 p.m. U.S. Central. I also stream on Tuesday. I am still working on the Oni race. Lord knows I want to get it done. It's getting there, I promise. I have to go get my shots. I have to finish all my video stuff. It's gonna be there. So, anyway, that's a me. Big shout out to Yuki Goomba for making my little Tanuki avatar that I've been using for VTubing. That has become my thing now. When it doesn't break.
So cute. Yeah, but rigging is hard.
Well, it freezes for me. That's my problem.
Ah.
Like, I don't know why, but VTube Studio just constantly freezes whenever there's like a moderate amount of processing going on.
Yeah.
So kind of dumb.
I can help you with that.
Neat.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
Eric, where can I find you?
They can find me nowhere else except for right here today, Thursdays.
Well, that's
Person.
very fortunate for us.
What about your
Yeah.
home? Tell us
No,
your
I
home
don't have
address.
one of those.
Oh,
One
yeah,
home
give-
address.
Can you text me that, actually?
I live in a vehicle out by the sea.
It's true, actually.
Oh, I want you to live in a van down by the river.
Oh.
No one
Well,
gets that
I
joke.
don't.
I'm old.
Anyway.
Connor!
What?
That was Connor's time to back me up, and he didn't.
He's dead now, unfortunately. As for me, guys, I will... Yeah, man.
Life, huh?
Yeah.
Life. I'll be streaming tomorrow for New Year's. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to be doing yet, but I'll be doing some fun stuff. Probably like a marathon level thing. And we can all celebrate the new year together! And I hope it's better than this fucking one. It sucked ass for me.
It won't.
But, yeah, so I'm gonna figure that out. Yep. So, Monday, Danganronpa will be returning. So if you, as I mentioned earlier, if you missed it, it'll be coming back. Minecraft streams are gonna be more common, because, oopsies, I'm horribly addicted again, because I'm on 3 servers, soon to be 4. So, of course, this is my life
How many
now.
did you create?
None.
Oh,
Shockingly.
alright.
The 4th one will probably be
Freeloader.
mine because I have people. Wow! Excuse you?
You're making another one? Can I join?
Yeah,
You got horribly lost last night.
I did. Arkoff watched me die. He was like, "Wow, snow!" And I was like, "Yeah, buddy." And then I was like, "Look at it, 2 suns, Arkoff." And then I spun in a circle and got blown up by a creeper.
Wow.
After
man.
getting shot by a skeleton.
Yeah. I was really far from home. I went literally. So on my mod pack, this won't be long. On my mod pack, on your compass, the red needle is supposed to point to spawn. Mine, however, does not. It's the other side that points to spawn. And I said, "What? Why?"
What?
So I got horribly lost and learned the hard way that my compass is broken. So, yeah. I lost all of my stuff. I was very upset. I was like, no, I lost all of my cool
You
things.
had a full inventory of stuff.
It was like I found like cool lava blocks and stuff and stone and some other neat things.
Iron, which you were after.
Yeah. How many
Gold,
diamonds?
which was useless to you.
No diamonds, but I found gold and stuff. Yeah, but I wanted to like make my house pretty. Because that's what that's all I
Oh, it's the
do.
golden tools that were useless.
Yeah, but they had enchantments on them, so I wanted them anyway. But yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh.
Probably a stream eventually to maybe my car, because I found out it got totaled, and so I'm gonna be figuring that one out.
Fuck.
Took them a while
Yeah.
to finally tell you.
That took 3 weeks!
I could have told you it was totaled with one lug.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to do anything until they send an adjuster out to go look at the damage to be yeah, it's fucked. So I had to wait 3 weeks for the guy to come out and to tell me it was fucked when I knew it was fucked. But, you know, it's whatever. It's kind of holding out. Like, oh, maybe it can be fixed. Maybe.
Aw.
So. I also got a new dog. Yeah, I got like 6 dogs on Minecraft now.
Oh, I
my
thought
God, I
like
thought
in
you
real
meant in real
life.
life. I was gonna lose my shit.
More.
Maybe I would get a dog if Eric would visit me every once in a while.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. The call out. Write a call out post
COVID.
on your
The last
Twitter.com.
time I went to your house, I had to stand outside.
It's true. It was like
See, it's true.
it was like March though of like the COVID
Yeah.
pandemic.
Shh, it's not important.
Like the first year of COVID.
I've seen these things.
Yeah.
Ooh,
All right. I don't have a good. I can't get inspiration. I didn't take notes that were good. I just wrote down what we looted off of the corpse of the general.
So I have several questions. 1, where are all my spells at? 2, why do I have less than half my hit points? And 3, Killian, why did you forget that I'm resistant to heat?
You're very generous, Danzan.
Oh, am I?
Yes,
Do I
you
still
give me all your spell slots.
I'm surprised it didn't just rob me blind while you were at it.
No, you gave me all your gold too. It was crazy.
Oh, I don't think so, sir.
Who
It
drew
was a pretty
this?
wild episode.
What is this? Who wrote murder?
Don't worry about it. Let's move on.
Murder she wrote.
I think that actually was joked about at one point. About Danzan signing everything over to Killian. That
Yeah,
I
think so.
remember that. Yeah.
I can't remember when. it was
I'm
over,
going
but-
to murder all of you. I don't care how long it takes.
What did I do?
You could.
Exactly.
Listen.
Nothing. I'm innocent.
You innocent? If anything, you're. You know what? Let's just move on. What happened last time? Jesus!
I don't remember.
Oh, really?
My amnesia's coming back in full force.
Well, I'll tell you what. We managed to put Veltatis in the Vonendon, and he didn't get burnt to death. And we were just walking around. We kicked open some doors. We discovered that there was a bit of a drop. We weren't getting out that way. We walked around looking for goblins to liberate, and we found some. And when the giants tried to stop us, they shit their pants and they died, and some of them ran away. Because I don't like murdering children, surprisingly.
I'm okay
And
with
some
it if
people
the child is a dick and deserves
We
it.
didn't
Maybe
know it was a kid, and we didn't kill it.
it's true. I honestly thought it was an adult until we found the actual adults.
I mean, what's honestly gonna happen? They're gonna grow up and hate us, and they're gonna come seek out revenge, and then we're gonna have to kill them anyway.
It's
You
like
know that?
later revenge. It's like that
Later
snack.
revenge.
It's like the snack you put in the fridge for later, and it comes back to bite you.
Oh.
You know what I mean.
Dish best served cold.
But the fire giants.
I'm hungry now.
Anyway, we met back up with Bait, and then this big lady with these huge fuck off shields came out and was like, "Hey, where's Duke Zolto?" And we were all like, "Uh-oh,
It was
did
taken
we
by
do
flaw.
that?" And she took umbrage with that, and it devolved into a fight, and then she exploded, and Danzan failed to save, and so did I, and I almost died.
You almost died?
Fuck, yes, I almost died again. So, shock and surprise.
Maybe I should have saved some of my spell slots for healing there, Killian.
Oh, I'll just summon a bunch of pixies to fucking cast heal on everybody is what I'll do.
I can't cast heal, Killian, you know that.
I don't get that spell. No one should get that spell. Anyway, we won. I'm very hurt. And Harrow had a flashback about clowns and cats.
It's true. We never witnessed it, so we technically have no idea. But
I need to know right now, why is there a flaming cat right next to me?
That I can't explain.
hold on, let me put up the video of the flaming cat I found on TikTok the other day.
Jesus Christ, they're posting anything on TikTok now.
I guess it was on Twitter.
The flaming cat, don't worry about it, Zahila.
Oh god, they're going on Twitter?
That's the cat.
I don't have anything bad on my Twitter. I have
That
nothing
cat
to
is
fear.
on fire and it doesn't give a fuck about it.
I found it literally the night that we were playing last week, and I was like, what the hell? How does it know? And I posted it here.
Oh no.
That cat's not on fire, he's a Super Saiyan.
That's not how Ki works.
So yeah, Eric had a weird sort of dream flashback. No, not Eric. Harrow did.
Wow.
Eric was like, whoa, this is cool. And then we kept going from there.
Yeah.
But Harrow was all meeting up with this individual from his past. And there was a cat there too that's different from this cat, which is now underneath your ownership, Cricket.
Wait, what?
You have a cat.
That's not me.
Meow, meow, meow.
This is your cat.
Okay. I thought you said I had the cat, and I said, that's not me.
That is not you, no. These people don't exist.
I have to name him. Let's see.
So, are we still in the middle of a fight, or are we running, or are we safe?
I-
Because the epic
I
music is
think-
still playing.
I think we're safe.
You are safe. What ended up happening was, I believe it was Killian who yelled out throughout the mountain that the giants should all stand down, and he intimidated them, which was pretty cool. And from there, all the prisoners were let out either outside or up top, and the Vanadad is creaking and falling apart. And that's where we left off.
Veltanis, do something! I thought you could keep the scrap heap together!
To be fair, any damage it takes is damage I take. So I'm in about the same shape as the Vanadad right now.
Where am I supposed to be looking?
That's a good question. So, let's see here.
I just stared
The
forward.
Vanadad is not here in particular. It would probably be here in particular because it couldn't go upstairs unless you were to climb up top with it. All of you were upstairs when we left off, and then you came back down once you had intimidated that other young giant.
By the time my internet cooperated, I came back to you saying that we'd all successfully escaped.
Yeah, I thought we.
So let me
escaped.
put you
Yeah.
all up top for now, but you can still kind of decide what you want to do with the pieces of the Vanadad.
Oh,
How about this?
okay.
Can we even transport something that size?
That's a good question.
Just make some holes, that's fine.
Let's take the helmet.
Yeah, we can put the helmet on the sword back in your town.
This
It'd make for-
depends.
It'd make for a good conversational piece.
And giant fuck off scarecrow.
That too, theoretically speaking.
I can picture it now. Oh, this old thing? He just
Yeah?
pointing to a spot in the air. That's the sword of the Vonanda.
You really want to make a monument out of it instead of, actually putting it together or something like that? I wouldn't know how. Just curious.
Well, what would we even use to fuel it? It's not like we're gonna get that legendary Elder Elemental back.
I mean, I could assume direct control again. It's just... It's kind of unwieldy.
Just a tad.
Do we know of anybody that can smith adamantine?
Looks at the dwarf.
Adamantine? Well, I could certainly look into my resources. Pretty good chance, perhaps. It would be very costly, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could work out a deal with rendered services for all the goblins we've been saving.
This is quite the workforce.
Goblins working on adamantite. I just.
Oh, that's right. Pretty much, you have almost 2/3 of Bates' forces plus all the prisoners downstairs on the ground. And then you have a few more up top here. You're looking all this, man.
We should see about getting them back down to Lord Bait.
Yeah. You're looking at a bunch of humans, orcs, dwarves, and goblins, emaciated, tired, singed, covered in soot. And they're just kind of looking at you like, what now?
Do you think we can fit them all on the airship, Dantan?
I've worked some miracles before, but that's a little bit out of my league there, friend.
They're going to eat all of our food.
No. I was thinking transport them down to the ground, because making all of them march down the mountain in their state would probably kill most of them.
Well, look, we've got
eat all of our food.
Well, look, we've got an entire open village, minus a few boulders. So we've got a place we can at least rest for the night. Ain't nothing's gonna be coming up or out. Why don't we just take the night to rest? Try to ration something from, I don't know, the fields, the houses. Surely we found some kind of granary or foodstuff storage down in the actual fortress. You're gonna have to help me, guys, because I don't know.
We didn't find shit down
We
there.
didn't look for anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Combat.
Maybe we should go look for food and just have everyone take a nice long rest.
Yes.
Move some bison corpses around in some boulders and make it work.
Maybe you could eat them.
You know, I'm down for that.
If I might ask, how did you get up here in the first place?
Airship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got our ways.
Is your airship still around?
I don't know. Let's find out. I am going.
We had a signal to call them.
Oh, did you?
We did.
Did we?
Oh. No, we did. Here we go. I'm just gonna launch a flare 30 feet up.
It makes a nice, very tight arc as it flies up into the sky.
It'll crackle and spark into the words, "Please pick us up."
The dwarf gets one good look at the airship. Well, I think this is about the time when we part ways, I guess.
Well, wait, why is that?
I didn't realize you were cultists.
We're not.
Okay, no, get back. No, stop. Get back here. No. You, sir, do not understand the extenuating circumstances that we fell into, okay? It's not like we wanted to join this. We got kind of hornswoggled into it. We don't really have that much of allegiance to them. They're just kind of carrying us around while we get our objective done.
You deal with old Snarl, and that's
No,
why you're after the giants?
There is no dealing happening here, friend. It was more along the lines of, hey, we'll kill you unless you go deal with the giants. And we're dealing with the giants, but we've got our own reasons for doing that. And as far as old Snarl goes, we're still trying to figure that one out. But please understand, we are not in allegiance with old Snarl, despite what the colors we may run.
More or less, they are transport alone. There's no affiliation.
Great. Wonderful. He kind of puts a hood up over his head.
Is there some kind of problem?
Look, old Snarl is a very powerful individual, I'm sure you already know. And even stepping foot onto something that belongs to his will certainly lead to him knowing about me, and I don't want that.
I want to incite the ever-loving crap out of this guy.
Sure.
22.
He is definitely acting shady, but a lot of it does feel like legitimate fear for an ancient red dragon.
He is pretty big.
Well, I mean, you could either walk your way back down, or you could take a ride. It's up to you, friend.
It is a big mountain. She kind of just grins. While holding the cat and petting it in one arm.
Like a Bond villain.
Yeah, like a Bond
Dr.
villain.
Evil?
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps I could use the assistance. I appreciate it.
Besides, you're gonna love these three. They're absolutely hilarious.
Hilarious, you say?
Oh,
Cultists
hilarious.
of old Snarl, hilarious.
You'd be surprised.
The airship did land this time because there is clearance. I mean, besides this yak that I can't grab underneath it. It's got room to land.
It's just like slightly crooked. It's landed like a little bit on the egg.
Yeah, you can hear a bunch of things sliding as it angles downward towards the ground.
So, Killing, I got a question for you. Were you serious about making up some bison burgers?
I mean,
Ooh, does Killian know how to cook?
Ooh, that is a good question.
rudimentary knowledge, probably.
Wow.
Rudimentary.
I could whip up something. We had to make our own meals out in the fields when I was still doing mercenary work. It probably wouldn't be too hard. It'd just be...
You know,
Go
Killian,
on.
I
Say it.
I've never really butchered a bison man before.
I think your gore-stained suit would say otherwise.
Yeah, I kind of feel like a serial killer if I started doing that.
Here's an idea. Instead of murdering, well, not murdering, they're already dead. Instead of
We already
butchering
did.
and eating the once sentient meat bags, why don't we take some of them? Oh, I don't know, their cattle that are fenced in. You know, like that one over there.
There's
Oh,
still
geez, wait.
yaks.
Are we not
Oh, that
talking
one over
about a
there.
cattle that are just around
these-
here?
We're talking about the actual yak people.
Oh, thank God we don't have to eat them.
That must have been terribly awkward for them.
I, for one, am not comfortable with eating anything that was once sentient.
You get over it.
Man, you're such a
Cows.
prude.
Cows are sentient.
They have feelings. They have emotions and thought. You know what? I'm gonna go talk to one right now. I will prove you wrong, Viltatus.
Yeah, Viltatus.
Let me
Hypocrite.
the ship. There you go.
Are you all going to allow me to do my stupid thing? Because we don't have to if you don't want to.
Feel free.
You can do a stupid thing.
All right. So I'm going to go up to this cow pen and psychically link and communicate.
Oh, jeez.
You connect
Yes.
with the axe in the pen.
So, how's your life here? They
Axe screams. Oh my goodness.
I wasn't sure if telepathy would technically work with livestock.
I'm hungry.
Oh, what do you usually eat?
Where's the plant?
The plant.
Where's the plant?
The plant. I don't know. Hey guys, they want to know what the plan is. You have any idea what they're talking about?
Is it a cow?
Oh, they keep saying plant. They want the plant. They're hungry. Okay, you know what, Viltatus, maybe you might have a point. I will concede to you, sir.
Viltatus just standing there, arms crossed.
I don't even know if it's gonna be able to feed all of us, though. That's kind of the problem.
Hence the yak people.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
There were 8 yaks by my count when I was flying over the village earlier. Split between everyone here, we should be able to make rations just fine.
everybody here. Wait, timeout. Above game. Is everybody here who was enslaved down in the fort? Is everyone here?
There are a number of prisoners down at
Yeah.
the base of the mountain.
So that was
sure-
kind of good.
I'm sure the fire giants had some manner of food.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense for them to have an HQ here and not have provisions of some kind.
But if they had children here, surely they had some sort of food of some description.
Above game, would it be safe to go back and check? Because I have no idea what's still down there.
No, there's
So-
still giants down there that we kind of let off the hook.
That being
Oh.
said, you did kind of barge into the kitchen area and defeat one of the head chefs. So,
Well, she ran away.
I mean, we can make it work.
So, should one of us head down the mountain and update Lord Bait on what the plan is?
I could do
Oh.
it.
I thought Lord
Not
Bit was
it.
up top here.
No, he's down below with the other rescued prisoners.
Ooh.
That's why I was thinking about a way to get all of these folk down there.
They can walk.
In their state, they would die.
So wait.
Piggyback
We're
ride.
We're talking about having everyone who is currently here up on the surface go down there, correct?
There was a path that went down. It's
There's
still
also the-
there.
Is the
path
ele-
is right here.
Is the elevator still? Does the elevator still work?
The elevator leads to the second floor. We'd have to get them back down to the ground floor where the Vonadod was and then down another 50-foot cliff.
I mean, y'all didn't find a staircase to go back up?
That is outside of my knowledge. I came back and was told we escaped.
I'm just saying, if we need to reunite everyone, probably better for the army that's up here to go down there. I think they're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I imagine they'll be fine. They should just go down the pathway. It's still intact.
Again, if we want to get a long rest in, try to either find food, ration food somewhere, somehow, get the rest in, then move everyone out. I mean, either way.
I think we're overthinking this.
Yeah.
I've got a week's worth of rations, like, right now. If we're worried about the goblins, they can eat the Ack people.
oh, okay.
Have at it. It's all yours.
I mean, we don't mean to assume or anything like that, but
Oh, I'm not gonna say no to you.
This is gonna be good.
He's not going to. What are you guys?
wow, goblins must have some crazy constitution.
Todd's gonna float over onto the deck of the ship.
Cricket is going to get on the ship.
All right, fine.
I mean, I know I have the clown people on the map, but they're still on the ship. It's like, so are we going or?
Yes, let's get out of here.
Oh, hold. How many people can fit on this ship at once? Standing room need not be available.
You want to really create a safety hazard up here?
Yes.
I'm confused. Why are we concerned?
More or less, D, and last but not least, D. I was wondering if we could transport these people down the mountain on our way out. I still need to pick something up from Lord Bait myself anyway.
Is it the sword? And she kind of wiggles her hand.
No, it's my ever-smoking bottle. I need it back.
No, I kind of was thinking, what if Lord Bait just made this his new stronghold?
There's still
There's the fire
giants in
giants
there.
right below.
There's
Right.
not many.
But they're pacified, aren't they?
No.
No.
They want revenge later on in life.
Oh, okay. I guess that's fair.
I just told them to leave. What happens next is their prerogative.
One wants revenge. He told me himself.
Well, I mean, there is a pretty large army right out here. I kind of wonder if they could take care of themselves.
Look, I can probably fit. If it's just down the mountain, hey, D, is it okay if we can have like 50 people on here? How many? Just 50. They can hang on to the balloon. Yeah, and fall off. Well, you know, maybe they can survive. Look, we're just not liable. How about that? Is that a good enough answer for you?
Oh, what if we should just ask Lord Bait what he wants to do? You gotta get your bottle back anyway, don't you, Viltatus?
Do you want to stay here while I go speak with Lord Bait?
Yeah, might as well. We can use a nap.
Very well then.
Far as I'm concerned, we've upheld our end of the bargain.
Same. I have no interest in transporting these people. They can walk down the mountain.
I'm sore. Killy just falls over on his back.
Viltatus still has several hours worth of wing boot usage, so he's just gonna float down the mountain.
It lasts for how many hours?
4 hours.
Holy shoot.
Wing
leather.
boots
All
are
right.
dumb.
That's wild.
Uh,
Let's see. So you're all the way over here. Here we go. So that's everyone down here at the moment. And you can see sitting on the ground, kind of just clutching his breastplate, is one Lord Bait, surrounded by a bunch of goblinoids, unsure of what to do next.
who is Donnie?
You know, Donnie.
Johnny.
Who is Donnie?
You know, from the wild thornberries.
We found him. And Darwin, he found us.
It's because Willie made him sound like he was just like, and we were like, Donnie? And so he got named Donnie.
Oh, good. Beautiful.
Hello there.
Ben Kenobi.
How are you holding up?
Well, we've got everyone safe up top now. Our ship can't really transport them down here. Would you prefer they walked?
You think they can survive the walk?
Some are emaciated. I don't much like their chances. The Yak Folk village seems to be secure at the moment. So,
Well, that's good.
you look like you could use a pick-me-up. Here, Viltalis will hand out the cherry healing potion to Lord Bate.
Ooh,
Isn't that the one I gave you back?
You did. Now Viltalis is giving it to someone else.
Buddy.
Lucky I didn't see you.
Yep, that'll kick in the pants, won't it? Ah. He picks himself up off the ground. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. For mercy, the path does appear to be clear.
Clear path. How many up top?
How many were there, Willie?
There had to be like 36 up there.
Somewhere in the 35 to 40 range, I believe.
We can get the rest of the forces up to assist them. We can probably get back to the camp by nightfall. Shouldn't be too bad. He kind of looks around at the clearing of woods in the area. Calls out in Goblin to two of his hobgoblins. Sure. And then the two hobgoblins end up just kind of like stalking out to the area to make sure that it is safe. All right. I will bring my good forces up top. Grab the ones who are not okay and help them down the mountain. And we will clear out from here. What will you do?
My friends have the mind to continue on with our business. There are still more giants to contend with before we're done.
Plenty. There are. They say there have to be at least 56 giant families throughout this continent. All of
We've
them
got
have
our
their weapons.
eyes set on a particularly high target. Two, in fact. One because he's a bastard, and the other one just due to course.
He kind of looks at you, shakes his head. Yes.
Oh, see. One is the, what was his name? The Dodd Kong? Leader of the Stone Giants? Bitch? Kind of a bitch?
Bitch.
The dog come. You wish to get yourself killed.
Well, he kind of cursed one of our companions and bade us go forth and kill the Storm King. Which, we need to find the Storm King regardless to resolve this whole giant issue. So we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Oh, reckless. Wonderful. You are as carefree as the gods.
I will take that as a compliment. Oh, by the by, how did my bottle serve you?
Quite well. It made for a fantastic entrance. We managed to hit the entire first floor without anyone suspecting it was us.
Splendid. That said, might I ask for it back?
He unhoops it from his belt and passes you the bottle. Completely pristine, as you had given it to him.
I'm glad it served you well, and thank you for taking care of it.
Of course. We need to regroup, rest, before we hit up our next target. Maybe in a few months' time, we might be as foolish as you to go after the dog Kong. But for now,
May our paths meet again under better circumstances, Lord Bate. Come hell or high water. Viltalis will extend a hand.
And he extends a very long arm and gives you a firm grip.
And I suppose with that, we'll start his way back up the mountain.
I'm having
I must
such a
go. My party needs me.
I'm having such a hard time believing that this one throwaway character has now just become the leader of a massive goblinoid army.
He sure has. His name is Lord Bait for a reason.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. I need an actual token for that now.
Oh.
Oh, right, let me address these folk first.
There you go.
So, rescuees and rescuers. Lord Bait will be coming up with his good men to help you down the mountain. They should be here not shortly because it is a long climb, but do not worry, you will be escorted safely.
Oh,
For the meantime, hunker down, eat some yaks, not the yak folk, the yaks, and just wait for help to come.
They can do what they want!
Don't listen to them, they're bad influences.
I'm a great influence!
Yeah, I agree. Eat what you want. I mean, they're just gonna look, Viltanis. Let's think about this logically, right? I mean, you're a logically sounded gentleman. I mean, they're just going to waste. They're just gonna decompose into the dirt.
I just like chaos!
So, yes, help is coming, and I'm...
Ergen goes under the ship to go to bed.
Don't listen to them. Don't eat sentient things.
Eat what you want.
Don't eat them yet.
You say sentient, but all the other animals are sentient too!
sapient. The word is sapient. I learned the actual distinction between the two last week. Right. One of the orcs walks up to you, Viltanis. You speak common. What do I do now?
It depends. What do you want to do now?
My family is gone. I have been in service for years now. I don't know.
Well, what sort of skills do you have, if I might ask? What is your path in life?
I carry heavy objects, and I sometimes hit them with a hammer. Kind of like grates his tusks a little bit.
Ah, yes, blacksmithing at its finest. Well, the way I see it, there are three paths for you. One, you could join up with Lord Bait and his group, though that would mean fighting more giants down the line. Two, once escorted to safety by Lord Bait, you could seek out a village, perhaps make a life of your own. Or three, maybe I could talk to my party about getting you work at their mansion.
More work.
Well, paid, compensated. You would not be a slave. Come and go as you please. A warm bed, food to eat, a roof over your head. Heavy things to throw at people. Finer things in life.
Kind of looks down. If I would not be a burden, I would appreciate that.
Then I shall go talk to them forthwith. Un momento, por favor. Is there anyone still on the deck?
Believe Danzan would be.
So, Danzan,
Uh-huh.
you're a man of the world. You know a good opportunity, a good deal when you see one.
Squints. What are you playing at, Viltatus?
Well, from what I recall of your estate back in the town, it was a little lacking on manpower. So many heavy things that wanted for carrying.
I actually don't know about that. I think we're pretty well staffed.
Yeah, we are. I don't know if we have enough beds for more people.
No, we got enough. We got enough.
You got
beds.
more than enough beds.
It was more of
Viltatus
like,
counted.
It's more of like we pay everyone. I don't know if we can afford more people.
Unless they want to work for free.
Yeah, which
Just, I mean, they work for room and board essentially.
yeah.
There is a young orc down there. No family. Which would appeal to Killian. He has spent his entire life working. He's only good at hammering, smithing, and carrying heavy objects. I thought if he did not join up with Lord Bate, perhaps you could offer him a place at your mansion as an employee.
I'll be completely candid with you, Voltatus. I'd probably say no, but I mean, this sounds like more of a Killian conversation, so I'd have to detract over to him.
I'm downstairs in the next room over. I hear Killian sneeze. Never mind, he's snoring.
I mean, that's just why I'm gonna sit with it.
Then might I make a request, at the very least?
Sure.
Might we at least bring him with us on the airship and drop him off safely in a village? Assuming we go to one.
You know what? If the D is okay with that, I guess I'm good for it.
Just a quick, well, I mean, where is your next stop anyway?
You know, I'm thinking about it. Why don't we just take the night to rest and we'll reconvene? I don't know. I would say at this point, just take us somewhere away from just all this madness and let's get a long break in and then we'll figure it out from there. I mean, half the crew is already asleep, so yeah.
That might be for the best. Let me fetch my orc friend. Hello there.
God damn it.
So, work concerning the estate is uncertain. They'll need to discuss it amongst themselves, considering they're the ones that own it. I do not. I'm a third party.
I see. Okay.
But at the very least, we can take you with us aboard the airship for now. And if they determine that the estate is not feasible, then we can find you a village to settle down in, and I can help you get started.
I dearly appreciate that. Thank you.
What is your name, if I might ask?
Orcus.
Really?
Orcus?
Orcus.
Orcus?
As in the god Orcus?
As in the archdemon Orcus?
As in,
Same
you just
spelling.
took the name Orc and then put us on the end?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking too.
My name is Orcus.
Very well then, Orcus. I'm Viltatus Eindride of Force Grey. Welcome aboard.
It is a pleasure. Thank you, Viltatus Eindrive.
I know not what future awaits you, but everyone deserves a chance to live. And with that, Viltatus is gonna pick him up, baby style, under the arms and carry him onto the ship.
Princess style?
Baby style. Like hook the arms under his arms from behind
Oh
and
my
just
God.
fly him up there.
Gotcha.
Beautiful.
Careful when doing that. If they're a baby and younger, you can pop the arm out of the socket.
It's long cat style.
How do you know this?
Personal experience.
Oh.
How many babies have you popped?
Me, I was the baby that got popped
Oh God.
multiple times. People kept picking me up wrong, so my arms would fall out.
It's horrifying.
Gives a whole new meaning to the phrase baby bottle pop.
Too much
Baby bottle
information. You guys are
Oh.
taking it the wrong way. It's your joints. Your joints. It would pop out of your.
Yeah,
Bones,
just dislocate.
people,
Yeah, just-
bones.
Yeah, something like that.
Which hurts like a motherfucker, but doesn't do any lasting damage.
No, it's not a lasting thing. You just go to the doctor and they go, okay, and then. And it's like
Wait,
back
you have
in.
to go to a doctor?
Doc about popping
I was a baby. What do you want from me?
Your parents could
You
have
should
fixed
be
it.
able to pop it
Do you
back in
think my
yourself.
parents knew that? No.
I mean,
Yes,
I popped my
her
own
parents-
parents back in.
Who didn't know that picking someone up wrong would pop their joints out probably also wouldn't know how to pop them back in.
To be fair, my parents didn't know either because my babysitter was the one that did it.
Oh.
They came home to it and they were like, "What's wrong?" And
That's
I'm
more
just
like
like,
baby
"It
shitter."
hurts, don't you?" And they'd buy pizza and I'd be like, "Pizza." It's the only day I remember the day. That's why we had pizza. I couldn't eat it, so they had to cut it up with a fork. I was a mess. Okay, look.
I'm just remembering that doodle you drew with you with the snacks. I'm now imagining a baby Cheru with pizza sitting the same way.
It was on a plate, and I had to eat it with a fork with my left arm and with my left hand because my right arm. I didn't want to move it. Don't ask. It was a traumatic experience, so remember it. Okay, that's it. That's all.
Man, what a time.
Yeah, gee.
Formative moment.
So you have young Orcus, your dwarf friend, and yeah, this is a pretty interesting party. And your cat are all now on the airship, just kind of landed.
I
For the time
decided
being.
I'm gonna name him Binks.
That's good enough.
Like the Xbox failed mascot character?
No, like the
I can't grab the cat.
Hocus
Excuse me.
Pocus. I was like the Halloween movie, and I was like, yeah, but name of Halloween movie. Hocus Pocus.
Now is
Like
that
Hocus Pocus.
Binks or Binks?
That's Blinks?
No,
Being
is
told-
it Binks or Binks?
Binks.
Is it with a K or an X?
X.
So with an X.
B-I-N-X.
With a K
Binks.
returns a very different search result.
Is he going to put a spell on you?
Otherwise, a pretty, I don't want to say a lackadaisical cat. Aloof? That's a good way to put it. But, it won't be long until Binks responds to his name.
I mean, I could just talk to him, so.
That's fair, too.
What do you think of the name Binks?
Binks. Ah,
God.
what's your name?
Cricket.
Why are you a cricket?
Because when I was a baby, I chirped.
Huh. I guess I do make a Binks noise.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. I can be Binks.
Sweet. And I'll tell everyone that you're Mr. Binks.
Oh, Mr. Binks. No, I really like that.
But we're buds, so you just get Binks. but I will probably just call you Mr. Banks anyway. I don't know. I'm still thinking it over.
Just kind of gives a long stretch. To them, I'm Mr. Binks.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll try and convince them.
I just imagine him charging into battle saying, "They call me Mr. Banks!"
Oh my goodness, into battle? Does he need stats now?
Yes.
I mean, he was in the fight. He had a
was
turn
not
order.
cooked.
It's true.
It is common knowledge that something can only die if it has stats.
No longer cat form, by the way.
Oh, okay. Where's your actual token?
I don't know. I'll find it.
For the rest of you, though, how are you all just like... Half of you are asleep. Is anyone else just kind of chilling out and talking? You know, this is finally the first quiet moment in a little bit.
Nope, I'm in my room talking to the cat.
I think Danzan would be down for the count at this point.
I like to think that while everyone was having important and or unimportant conversations, Hera was looting all of the bodies around here for any loot.
Let's see. You did a little bit of looting the first time around of the big guy, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we got the flame tongue off him.
What?
Yeah. We looted already. Sorry.
Damn it.
My flame tongue that I'm attuning to during this long rest.
You get to be attuned now. Excellent.
I've joined the Attune Squad.
Nice.
So, Harrow, without anything really to, I guess, steal in this case, you just gonna chill out?
Yeah.
That's fair. All right.
He's probably resting, actually. I have very low HP.
And Viltatus, how about yourself?
The old Toddus would make certain that Orcus gets a comfortable place to sleep, at least a place away from noise. And he'd probably just sit up on the main deck, staring at the sky.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna take off then, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, as I copy these tokens and jump you over to the sky. Woo! There we go. So, congratulations, you have officially gotten out of the Fire Giant's lair. You are back in the air.
Man.
And you can have your long rest.
Oh my god, finally. It's been literal months. Ah!
Jeez. Oh, Willie, I gotta rotate a spell out. Just because, you know, the dumb nature of it. You good if I swap that out for just Wall of Force, just for something to throw in there?
Yeah, you're welcome to do that. Although I was about to give you an opportunity very shortly.
Oh, okay, then well, opportunity to do what? As you chuckle.
Morning comes,
Oh.
and you are all kind of just floating in air as you have to figure out where to redirect the ship to next. But as you all kind of awake, you're all up on the top deck, kind of discussing your next move. You smell the faint hint of brimstone, and it's not just Harrow's farts this time.
Whoa.
Gross.
I don't know if I have a good theme for this. Let's go with...
It's true. We have to revamp the music for next week.
Yep.
It's the new year.
No, I want to save that for later. Sure. This is fine. You hear booming through the sky. Where is the one named Danzan?
So this is how this is gonna play out. I'm casting Mislead. So actual Danzan's gonna go invisible and hide in a corner, while his illusory doppelganger is going to head on out.
Here we go. Now you're Orange Zan.
Orange Zan.
Your fan, Zan.
Well, here, let me swap before I'm gonna get these confused. So let me just have Orange Zan be the dupe.
Anyway, you can all hear this. And if you have very good hearing, you can almost hear D underneath his breath say, "Shit, what is this?"
That's me. I hear that.
Does anyone respond?
Danzan walks out. Yeah. I suppose that's me. Can I help you? Oh, jeez. Good. Good!
The consequences of everyone else in this party's actions except mine. I'm leaving. I just walk off the ship. I just go.
Jump off the ship!
Nope.
A giant fairy surrounded. I can't touch this boat. Get this boat out of here. Just surrounded by a whole bunch of any of your pixies and sprites. Flutters in front of your ship. Let me give you a better look at her, perhaps.
Scared.
Yeah, right.
Oh, she's so. There we go. She's not on screen. You have to plop it on the boat.
There we go. Yeah. So what you're looking at is a giant fairy with a long pink ponytail, huge monarch wings, and an entire arm covered in flames. In her right hand is a glove of stone holding a massive flask.
Yeah, no, Cricket definitely just walks off the boat.
Walks off the boat.
Just leaves.
Viltanis, for his part, putting two and two together, is just gonna kneel respectfully.
I would like to stealth.
Why is she not wearing a shirt?
She is covered by foliage, clearly.
Ah,
But very, very thin foliage in this case.
it's not very defensible.
Do you wish for me to defend myself?
No. We're all friends here. No, how may I help you? I assume, Your Majesty.
With each pulse of her laughter, you watch as her pink monarch wings kind of just faintly pulse yellow. You're the one who's been calling upon my special children. And for free? Her wings turn vaguely red for a moment.
I mean, not necessarily for free. I mean, you could ask some of the goyles that I called in. They got to get some really good pranks off.
pranks. You pay them in pranks?
Well, is that not something that your kind thoroughly enjoys?
As payment, though. Let me just move this visage of myself off to the side. She gets real close to the illusory Danzan. You stand before the shining Tilmatul, mother to the court of shattering.
That's a heck of a name.
I can give you that entire title. Let's see. That's a capital M.
Tilmatul.
Shining Tilmatul.
It's an oldie but not a goodie.
And as she presents herself, you can see as all the pixies kind of float about and go, "Yeah, you go, ma. Yeah, woo!" I will have you know that you called upon some of my strongest children, of course. And then you sent me, well, a gift. She has a big toothy, sharp toothy smile as her wings just kind of flicker red violently for a moment before settling back into pink.
May I please insight?
Please.
She pissed.
22.
She is not doing a good job of being nice.
In my defense, for all it's worth, I didn't force them. I just asked them. They could have said no. We could have done something else.
I don't know if your magic works like that, dear Danzan. Does it? As she puts a giant flaming finger at your illusory stomach.
I mean, all right, look, we needed some help. I'll be completely honest. If there's some way we could repay, I would. And I never ever meant to force your subjects, friends, and family into anything they didn't want to do.
Ah, you are absolutely delightful. She kind of just gets a good look at the boat.
Oh.
Floats all the way around. Canny bows as the ferry floats by his head.
Cricket's hiding, like, hanging on the bottom there, and she also bows the second the queen comes around.
Compensation. I know of a very easy thing you can compensate me with.
Uh-huh.
All I want is a piece of your tail.
Why?
My offer is on the table. She smiles, blinks.
Is there any sort of intelligence check possible to determine what she might be trying to do with that? I know we're hitting, like, insane Fey magic, so if not, it's fine.
I mean, you can basically intuit that, yeah, this might be some Fey bullshit, but the nature of it is very much in the classical sense of the word weird in this case.
Given that Viltatus is fate-touched, could he glean anything from that?
Viltatus I mean, how many times have you made deals with the Fae, dear Viltalis? Do you recall?
Not an exact number, primarily because I've never thought about it.
You do know that in a fairy asking for compensation, to deny them might gain their ire. If you haven't already gotten their ire in this moment.
So, how much tail we talking about? Just a little off the top, half the thing? I mean, it is a pride and joy.
And it is absolutely a beautiful tail. Her wings turn light blue. I only want just a piece. A nice pinch, if you will.
I mean, you want the fur, you want some flesh, you want the bone. I mean, how much are we talking?
Is there bone in there? A couple of the pixies just kind of like light up with glee.
You know, I've honestly never really checked.
If you allow me to take a piece of your tail, my pinch, this can all go away from your point of view.
From my point of view, now what does that mean?
Well, I still have to deal with the consequences of you calling upon my special children. As she crackles and, burns.
Internally, like, I don't know if there's any way he can talk himself out of this. Because this is a level of deity insanity going on here. I wonder, hang on a second. I don't remember, does mislead... Does the illusion of mislead actually have interactability, or is it just a flat illusion?
It is a flat illusion.
Okay. Danzan's going to bring his consciousness back to him, slowly start walking out.
Whoa.
See? See, just like the rest of you, I enjoy a nice, gentle prank once in a while.
And you
She
noticed.
daintily lands on the, what do you call it? The harpoon of the ship.
Daintily. A colossal plus creature, daintily.
The bow. That way.
Thank you.
There's one thing I do ask. I know I'm not in no position to, but... Well, I plead to your benevolence. Just as long as no permanent harm comes to me, and as long as my companions are not associated with this, they stay out of this, then I guess we have a deal.
Nothing is permanent, Danzan.
I want to insight that.
Everything is constantly changing.
Can I incite that from below the ship?
You're welcome to. Yeah, she is speaking pretty loudly.
Let me jump in on that too.
I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I'm scared out of my mind.
That's fine. 20, Willie?
That one
She
with
is
a 2.
speaking like a textbook in this case.
Oh, good.
It almost seems like a philosophy. Her smile seems genuine, if a little bit pained, as you can watch as the flicker of red still kind of beats on her wings.
Oh, I suppose this means you're gonna call me for in for some favors once in a while.
Oh, would you like me to?
That depends on the nature of why you're taking my tail.
I would always like to take even more of your tail, of course. But
No, that's
this is
fine.
good. So, the first thing she does is she kind of loosens the stone glove until it's at her fingertips, holding the flask, until she kind of lets it loose on the deck, and it kind of buckles the wood right here with a mighty crack. So there is a giant stone glove holding onto this flask. Now empty. She bends down, fluidly puts out her free hand, reaches for your tail. How do you present your tail?
With great nervousness.
Is it like sticking straight up in the air? Are you pushing it forward? How are you presenting it?
It's kind of like he's holding it for. So imagine he's grabbing it with both hands and kind of like sheepishly holding it forward, but like turned to the side with eyes closed, like a kid about to get a shot.
Yeah, I can picture this now. Index and thumb. Barely her fingernails just kind of wrap around the faintest patch of hair at its tip. And without any sort of force or friction, she yoinks out several hairs.
Oh, okay, that was a lot better than I thought it would be.
Danzan, your head is a little cloudy. You feel lighter, younger, like you have a little bit more energy at this point.
Oh.
Oh,
What?
this will do quite nicely.
So, what exactly is happening? I'm feeling a little loopy.
Loopy? No, it's quite all right. You're just in awe of my splendor.
She did the anime laugh. We're fucked.
I mean, I was gonna say she did the great fairy laugh, but I mean, all things considered. Well, Your Grace, we got everything settled.
Everything is now settled. Wonderful. And then she just gets one good look at the rest of the boat. Do let me know up front if you need any of my services next time. I'll be happy to help for a price.
How exactly would I be able to contact you?
Your horned one might be able to figure it out, I'm sure.
Slowly turns back to Viltanis. Excuse me?
Viltanis is still just kneeling respectfully, head down and bowed.
You have two pixies on either horn, just kind of like sitting there.
Thought she was talking about Harrow.
Me too.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, there's two horned ones.
Harrow wipes a big sweat drop off his forehead.
Cricket
wait, no,
pierced
but
through
Harrow
the
is
ship
hiding.
and is like, which one?
Yeah, Harrow's hiding.
Yeah, Harrow's hiding.
Come along now, children. It's time to go back home. I'm feeling a little toasty, with a pointed look over at Danzan.
Hey, for what it may be worth, Your Highness.
Are we over the ocean? And she could just drop it in there.
We could. Well, it's empty, so it's fine.
Oh.
What does she drink it?
For what it's worth, Your Majesty, your kids did wonderful. And he's gonna like drop down a bit to a knee, just still kind of bleh.
They always do. Do not cross the court of shattering. Goodbye now. Akum.
Bye.
Two of the pixies look at Killian.
What do we do with this thing? Also, what was that?
The consequences of your actions, all of you.
I did nothing.
You did nothing but.
We were all there, Cricket.
Yeah, don't let me into with you guys. I'm
We
out.
all know what happened.
I'm out.
Zanzan's fault.
Oh yes, Danzan's fault. Danzan's fault that he was able to get the horrifying Elder Elemental away from our plane of existence. Yes, let's blame Danzan for saving the day. Oh, I swear, sometimes you be... And I might have sold my soul to the Fey Mistress of the who knows what at this point. I did it to try and protect you and everyone else around here because I actually like all you people. But no, it's fine. I could have tried to lie my way out. He's just gonna keep walking. I could have tried to lie my way out. I could have sold you out. No, I actually like all of you. You're kind of like my family. So I'm sorry for trying to save your life. And he's just gonna go in and just close the door and sulk.
Thunk.
I appreciate you, Zanzan.
Well, now, what do we do with this thing? Kind of cracked the boat. I'll just
I'm not really happy about that.
heave it up.
Well, it is still an iron flask. We could probably find some use for it.
Dibs.
Oh my God!
It's a magical item. It is not for drinking.
Is it magical anymore?
Yes, it's still capable of sealing things.
Oh.
It doesn't lose charge after one use.
Do I have to attune to it?
That
To
was a
the
good
iron flask? I
question.
don't think so.
Then maybe
Nope.
still dibs.
Nope, no attunement required, but it can capture things. Pretty much a lot of. It can capture slots.
How big is it?
You would say it was big when you were holding on to it. Let's see. It was like the size of your forearm, I think. Right? No, it wasn't that big.
It's pretty big.
It was pretty big.
Size of Killian's head, last I remember.
Yeah,
there we
sounds
go.
about right.
Bit big for a flask. I could probably keep it on my belt, though.
But basically, with this flask, if the target is native to a plane of existence other than the one you're currently on, it must succeed on a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw or be trapped in the flask. So pretty much, probably use it on 7 too, come to think of it.
Ha! Give that little shit something to think about.
Congratulations, Killian is now Little Nicky.
Oh, Jesus. Someone hit him with a shovel.
Yeah.
There'll be a perfect dent of my face in it.
You just unflinching as someone slowly pulls it off you.
Like that scene from Megamind when they gets hit with a guitar.
Yes! I love Megamind. Spider.
Let's see. One last thing. As you sulk inside the deck, Danzan, one more pixie kind of flutters in, gives you a kiss on the forehead. And then...
Oh. Well, at least they were really cute and really effective. Except that one, he had a crazy accent. Ugh. Oh, hey, Harrow.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm gonna miss your pixies, Danzan. They were real OP.
Well, you know, I might have just sold my soul to some colossal Fey Queen for, the rest of my eternity, so I hope it was worth it. He's actually genuinely concerned.
Are you kidding? Maybe you'll live forever or something. If you owe her something, just never pay it up and then.
No, that's the problem. I technically paid it back for all the use of her kids, but now she's got a part of me. She's got a tuft of my hair, and I don't know what she can do with it. Turn me into some kind of crazy marionette and slave my soul into the Feywild for all eternity? I have no idea. I just wanted freedom, Harrow, I just wanted to get off my doofy little island and do some good for the world and learn about all the lore and folk stories that I could, and I didn't want to get wrapped up in this. I didn't want to get wrapped up in fighting giants and trying to save the world. I wanted to see the world. I didn't want to be its savior. But here I am. I may have just sold my soul in order to do so.
Harry just pats him on the back and goes, "Sounds like a personal problem."
Oh my god! You're the worst!
Wow. Your bedside manner is terrible.
Like, even Viltanis thought that was cold.
Yeah, personal problems. Let's talk about that for a second, Harrow. How about your best friend that keeps showing up and trying to murder us? That's apparently all our problems now, but that really is your personal problem, isn't it? He just pokes you in the knee because he's too short. But no, every single time we have to deal with your problems, Harrow, it all involves us. You're not taking any responsibility for anything as far as I could tell. Heck, you've died, come back, and I still don't understand what in the world you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, except getting us all killed. And he's just gonna storm back out. I can't get anywhere with you people.
Hello again.
Hello there.
Why?
For posterity,
for a
I have
second-
called dibs on the flask.
I couldn't give 6 rats' ass about that, Killian. I'll tell you what.
All right, then.
Not you.
Did you take out the trash?
She's got a hair trigger, I swear. I can't believe Alexa's in the flask now. Oh, damn it.
What plane
Shouldn't have
existence
called
does
dibs.
this come from?
Oh, God.
I'd like to
The
think it was
Amazon.
Mr. Binks that made the noise.
Eyes just turned blue for a second.
Oh, that reminds me. The cat. His name is Mr. Binks.
What was... I'm sorry, a lot of the later half of that fight was a daze. What was the cat doing? Where did it come from?
It was about to be
Good
tossed into a
questions.
vat.
Yeah, weren't those like little creatures trying to drown it or something?
The methods, yes, they were about to throw it into giant something or whatever.
What was it doing here?
He's a cat. A lot of folks enjoy the perfect company of a good companion. And she winks at Mr. Binks.
Just
Fire
like so.
giants don't seem like the kind to keep pets, at least not common ones like the typical house cat. Looks like it might be... I'm not a cat person. I don't know
Really?
what breed.
I feel like you would be a cat person. You're not a dog person.
I like birds. I've only really interacted with birds. I didn't really get pets growing up. Just fed the crows on the battlefield after.
I imagine we're flashing back to just a battlefield strewn with the dead and the crows just eating their flesh.
That's exactly what was happening, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, Jiminy.
Just hear a Howie scream briefly, and then he looks back up.
Cricket is just currently trying to picture Killian with cat ears. It's working.
Why are you staring at me like that?
I just thought you're definitely a cat person. You just don't know it yet.
He thinks for a moment and he like barks, and then he sticks out his.
I mean, technically, Cricket could expedite that.
What?
Huh?
I'm not sure what.
You could make him
Yours.
a cat person.
I think I'm good.
He could die.
I officially do not give my consent to be turned into a lycanthrope.
That's fine. I don't think I really want to do it because he could die.
I'm glad we're all on the same page here.
If I do it, it's not willingly. Just know that.
Also, I think she was talking about what?
The threat is now there.
I think she was talking about ownership of a pet. And I've never really owned one. So I don't even know if I'm a pet person, to be perfectly honest.
I'm going to hold my tongue on that one.
I'm going to put this flask on my belt.
Very good.
Cricket puts the cat near Killian's feet.
This is some sort of test, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you gonna pass or fail?
He just sort
Mr.
of
Binks
gives
looks up at you.
Hello, Mr. Binks. And I'll lean down and I'll pick him up.
Licks his chops.
What is
Looks
Mr.
over
Binks
at
saying?
Cricket. He's very big.
Is he hungry?
No.
He's looking at me and licking his chops. I am not food.
Is he food?
Not. She talks back in cat. He could be, but probably not worth it. You could find much better.
Kind of looks back at Killian and licks his chops one more time.
He's all
She's
tough.
meowing at the cat.
He's got that hard outer shell. Trust me, it's not worth it.
I'm up high. Starts purring.
He likes that he's up, you're holding him.
He's like rumbling or something.
Yeah, that's the power engine source.
Thought it was a fire elemental. I've quite had enough of fire elementals, actually. I'm just gonna.
You hear Fernie screaming.
You want to keep the engine going as long as possible. That is a fact. Otherwise, he'll die. And then Cricket walks away.
Does he? Is that good? Is that noise good? Help!
No one helped.
It's a completely harmless situation.
Yeah, Killian held the cat in that pose for 20 minutes.
Excellent.
Cat law.
Harrow, you just got chewed out by Danzan. What's good?
Harrow's probably just patting him in the corner going, I was only kidding.
Oh, goodness gracious. You hear no other voices inside your head right now, and you didn't even bother to look at D on your way back onto the ship. So, not much else I can say about that one.
They don't counsel you. They don't understand.
They don't know what it's like having no tact.
They don't know.
And how about you, Danzan?
He is going to be like, I assume he can't reach the railing, so he's just gonna have his like arms up, kind of pushed against it, and like has his head in his arms, just kind of gonna be there for a while. Just kind of needs that time.
You need a dolly?
No, no, D. I appreciate it, but I'm okay. I just need a minute.
Okay, I'll fly really smooth.
I appreciate that, kid.
Walks back underneath her hat.
Out of that
Let's
hat.
see.
Freaking hat, man.
It's the ska hat.
And Viltatus, you were just in the presence of a arch-fae, and everything else has happened right now. In fact, you completely walked away from Mr. Binks. So, what's going on with you at the moment?
Well, Viltatus is compartmentalizing the fact that Archfey just appeared in front of everyone and took a bit of Dan-Dan. So now he's just looking out at the clouds and be like, you see, Orcus, that one is shaped like a sword.
Oh, wow. I haven't really seen the clouds up close before. It's... What are they made of?
Water, believe it or not.
Shut up.
They're made of water. But trust me, I thought they were cotton candy. But then I actually flew up here and I found otherwise.
Water. Huh.
And when enough water accumulates, that is when we get rain.
Oh, wait, that makes sense.
Precisely. It's also why all that lightning and stuff happens during storms, because, water's a great conductor of electricity.
All the pieces are just coming together a little too fast. Huh. Have you ever thought to, I don't know, smelt the lightning before?
Oh, my dear Orcus. You see this armor?
Kind of like...
Viltatus is going to point his arm out off the bow of the ship and use his lightning launcher. I've already smelted the lightning.
You can do it. Wow. There's a lot I need to learn.
If you put your mind to it, anything is possible.
You could see stars in Orcus's eyes. Okay. So we ready to go over to the world map then?
Hey, Willie.
Yeah?
It's really dumb, and I'll probably get shot down, but
What do you got?
if Orcus ends up sticking around the party or back at their base for any length of time, even just in the general area, like north, I'd like for Viltatus to try to train him to be an artificer, like him. Viltatus has taken a shine to the orc lad.
You might need to talk to the rest of the party, but this could be interesting. I will say, though, he's probably less capable right now than when you left Narth. So it might be a bit.
Oh no, that's fine. I figured it'd be a good downtime activity for Viltatus, because he never has anything to do.
Excellent. All right. Tell everyone with no context that your character has taken on Orcus as their ward. Alright, let's see. Where are you at now?
I believe you.
There we go.
Luigi?
No.
Luigi. Bang bang. So, you're given a moment to kind of cool off after your heated morning encounter.
Ha, puns.
Where would you like to go next?
Depends. Is Harrow looking more sturdy than normal?
Is he looking a little bit stiff?
Is he having trouble bending down over?
Is he stoned?
Is he high?
Did he get into the special brownies again?
Special brownie?
Am I gonna like this curse?
What makes them special?
Harrow, have you looked at your chest lately?
No, can't say that I have, probably.
Okay.
God.
I like to forget about my problems.
Fair and valid. Harrow is moving about pretty normally, as far as you can tell. It doesn't seem like he's changed much.
He's doing yoga off the side of the boat.
Staying limber.
So above game, we are near that drum. And it's doubtful we'll be back in this area anytime soon, so...
If we got time for it, I wouldn't mind it. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm having to go back into notes and grabbing it. Let's see here. I'd be cool with it. What, Willie, did you ever tell us what exactly it was capable of doing, or was that metagaming?
All you really got from Sir House was that you could find this legendary drum there without much context.
Okay.
But you do have the proper coordinates to this area within the Ice Mountains.
I mean, he knew my great-grandpap. He saved us more often than I can count at this point, and if there's something of his that I could, get my hands on and remember him, I'd kind of appreciate that.
I'm for it.
What about the rest of you kids?
Burkett has been like unconscious the whole rest of the time.
Killian probably fell asleep with a cat in his lap or something.
Yeah, the cat is actually taking a shine to you, Killian.
Well, you know what? They're not paying any attention, and they don't seem like they're in a rush. Why don't we just head over there then?
All right.
May as well.
Y'all gonna wake up? Y'all gonna wake up 8 hours later in a completely different location? What?
I like how you defaulted to Killian's voice.
Killian is a
What?
Killian's voice is fun. I understand why Connor does it so much.
Yes. Do stuff like this. Unga bunga, I like to fight.
Bunga bunga, I like to fight.
I assume this is gonna take us a day or two to get over there.
It'll take about a day.
Cool.
So, let's see here. I had picked out a song, didn't I? I thought I did. And now it's gone. Ah.
Ruh-roh.
Oh well. But I will say, it's kind of hard to really make out any particular landmarks in this area. But you did receive pretty good directions from Sir House as to where it could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
So amongst these mountains and hills, you end up finding a glade. Kind of interesting. Let's go with... No, not that. No, not that either. We're gonna go with this. This was it.
Ooh.
You come across a glade, kind of hidden within, like just underneath a hill.
Why is there a clam?
And you find in this glade a massive pool of water with a huge clam resting in it. Let me just pull you all out.
Well, I don't know what to say, everyone. Grandpap never told me about a, Wait. How tall is that? Ah, jeez, hang on a second. I'm trying to delete this. Oh, dang it, I deleted myself. Hang on.
Oops,
Willie,
goodbye.
Willie, can I have another me, please? I was trying to get rid of that dot. Thank you. The person we're looking for is named Clamp. I'm very much wondering if this is some kind of clever pun. Or not so clever.
I have a feeling we're looking at Clamp right here.
Yeah, I think you might be right. He's just gonna look over to the water and the clam. Excuse me, don't mean to interrupt or invade, but, we're looking for one Mr., Mrs., or a Clamp? Do you know where we might be able to find such a person? He just kind of cocks an eyebrow, saying that. I'm sitting here talking to a clam. I don't know what's going on with my life right now.
Talk harder to the clam. Become one with the clam.
Oh,
You must merge minds.
Hang on. Willie said the power flickered.
The clam.
Do I need to repeat the clam talk? Oh, I hear no response. I will attempt to psychically link to this clam with the psi crystal.
Stealing that joke's in.
And just mentally. Apologies of intruding, but can you understand me?
Communication.
Shut up, Eric. God damn it.
Looks like it clammed up.
The area is serene and peaceful.
Yeah, I don't think Willie can actually hear you right now.
No, I'm narrating for him.
Oh no, I mean when you said you wanted to link to it, I don't think he heard that.
Oh. Okay, 1 second.
He's typing. Says my net might be shot for a bit. How about a break?
Cool. This is a good break spot.
Break time. Break time.
Clam.
Let me put my own break music on over this break music. This is... Okay. What break music do I have? Break music. Break music. Music. What do I want? No, that's not what I want, but I like it.
Had a good beat.
Oh, that's not what I want either. Why is my folders all messy right now? There we go. Hi, Birdie. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I stopped looking for 3 seconds and I get bombarded. Aggie, thanks for gifting.
This monkey.
Yeah. Thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the community. Thank you. Future Pandy, thanks for the follow. DD Russian, thank you for subbing for 20 whole months in a row. Artsy Heartsy, thanks for the raid earlier on. Aggie, thank you also for the 200 bits. Zenlita, thanks for the 100 bits. Ebon Sky, thank you for the 160. Dark Cannon, I'm assuming. Thanks for resubbing for 15 whole months. I'll see you in the VOD when you're watching this later. Hi.
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 Testing 1 2.
You're back.
Great. Yeah, it's been raining all week, and today is when the net got the worst.
That's unfortunate. I can see where it is right now. Let's see. It's in Central. Central's usually okay.
Whew. Okay, let's see. Do I have control of everything? Can I move Cricket? Yes, I can. Good. So everything's working here, so let me know when you're all back and ready to go.
Ay, ay.
Ay, ay. Whew. Do my dice still work? Yes. Good. Let's see here. You wish to attempt to psychically link with... You're gonna link with the clam?
The rules of telepathy are weird.
Yeah, it's very loosey-goosey.
It should be able to. If they know a language, it should be able to work.
We could talk in every language to it. That
Yeah,
we
but
have in our arsenal.
It makes me come to mind the spell Speak with Animals.
Oh.
I'm not sure how those two overlap, if at all.
Is Speak with Animals like a telepathy? Or is it just literally just, oh, okay, they speak now?
I'm saying I'm not sure telepathy works the same way.
Huh.
You could just be yelling at the clam in your actual language and it still doesn't understand you. I'm gonna grab a drink. Be right back.
Yep, do
Me
your
too.
thing.
Be right back. I'm back.
Nice.
Okay.
Welcome back, Green Sorcerer.
I mean, I like to think I'm more of a blue than anything, but you know.
Oh yeah. Welcome back, Red Knight.
Well, hello there.
General Kenobi.
Why is there so much butt in the chat?
Gauntlet, Dark Legacy.
That's a good game.
Was a good game.
One of, in my opinion, and only my opinion, one of the few N64 games that actually holds up.
It's been a while since I played the N64 game. But I did play the GameCube version, and that was very good.
I don't know, I just think back to a lot of 64 games and I'm like, were they really that good? I don't know.
At the time, they were, what the fuck?
Yeah, just chant, it's fine.
A chant? What is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, it's... Everyone's just chanting the same thing.
That's funny.
Let's see.
I mean, look, I mean, look, if you go back and play GoldenEye now, it's not that good, I'm sorry. I argue that it was good because we didn't have, like, mouse control, and we just kind of moved our entire bodies, and we worked on two planes, like early Doom. There was no mouse look.
Let's see. I want that one. That one. Yes. Yes. Yes.
This is definitely a virus.
What?
No, I just looked up Gauntlet Dark Legacy PC version. I know it doesn't exist, but
Yeah.
imagine. What the fuck?
What's up?
Oh, my Twitch was acting weird for a little bit.
Mm.
Kami-sama arigato.
Why are you thanking God?
It's lyrics to a song. Say no.
I'm curious. Do you know what that means?
It's like ready, set.
Ah, good man.
Hmm.
Why is Grievous here?
General Kenobi.
Hey, to be fair, he was a badass until he got his chest caved in. Oh, and now he's gone.
Does this work? Excellent. Hell yeah. Now I have Grievous on command.
God damn it.
Willy Boo at the Willy Boo. Fun posting online, I see.
Hello there.
Why the fuck is General Grievous here?
Your memes will make a fine addition to my collection.
Excellent. I am set for future chicanery.
Good.
So let's see, is everyone back?
Did I just hear a brother?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I believe we are all here.
Eric, you here?
I'm here.
Excellent. Okay, let's see. So you attempt to psychically link with the clam. How does this ability work again?
It is literally just telepathy. So it's not like it. It's however you want to deal with speaking in the mind. If that's language dependent or not, I don't know.
Oh, hold on.
Because it's just straight up. Let me look up the spell telepathy. You create a telepathic link between yourself and a willing creature with your familiar. Can be anywhere on the plane of existence. You can instantaneously share words, images, sounds, and other sensory images with one another through the link. Wait, no, this is no, that's not right. This is an 8th level spell. No, it can't be that good. No. Will, it's your call.
I think it uses the monster rules for telepathy. I remember I have this. I had this item in an Icewind Dale game, and
oh, okay. Let's see.
At least that's how we ruled it. Basically, the rules for telepathy were. I'll find it.
Your telepathic utterances are in a language you know, and the creature understands only if it knows that language. So, yeah.
Okay. So it's like talking without words. Okay. That's how telepathy works.
You can speak telepathically to any creature you can see within 30 feet of you. Your telepathic utterances are in a language you know, and the creature understands you if it knows that language. Your communication doesn't give the creature the ability to respond to you.
Okay.
Cool.
So what would you like to try to say to the clam?
Mentally. Are you or do you know anyone named Clamp?
You can see bubbling in the water around the mouth of the clam.
Oh. Take a step back.
The dog barks and howls.
Oh no,
Clam
wolves!
barks.
The clam barks. Wolf. Yeah, there you go.
But
Well,
then nothing happens.
okay, well, I tried to ask it if it knew or was Clamp.
We're here for a drum, aren't we? Shot in the dark. Play some music.
Oh, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I'm going to step back out and get a nice steady pom polka pom rhythm, quite similar to the music that is currently being played.
Roll a performance check.
Oh boy, I haven't done this in forever. 19.
Ooh.
So it is a lovely beat. And then you start to see more bubbling from within the clam mouth.
I think it's working.
Until
Oh, yeah.
it slowly opens up.
Oh.
And inside is a massive, crotchety, old top portion of a person.
Oh, dang.
Fuck.
That's awesome.
Why are you trying to wake me up? Who are you? Who found their way into my resting place?
You may not know me, but I'm Haruhito's grandson. Yeah, I believe you knew my grandpap.
Hito. Haruhito.
Leans over and looks down, kind of like brushes his eyes with two of his hands and gets a good look.
Oh. You're a descendant of Haruhito. I see.
Yeah, I'm its grandson.
Grandson. Wow. He really kept going, huh?
Well, my family does, you know, we do endure as best we can.
Was that you playing just before?
Yeah, that was something that Grandpap taught us taught me that we were able to do. I've been trying to hone the craft, so to speak. It's come in handy once or twice, definitely. Oh, you're very large.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Haruhito. He acted like a child. You know that?
I suppose that's another thing that may run in the family.
Nonetheless, he took his responsibilities very, very seriously.
Yeah, that's something that I'm learning too.
You know, he made a song that saved the world.
What?
Song that can relax the fervor of powerful beasts. What a song that was.
I don't suppose you might remember it or recall it, do you?
He gives you a toothless smile.
No, I was never quite that kind of performer. I was more of a tinkerer myself. His song is got to be lost by now. Your drumming is certainly newer, certainly different to Haruhito's.
Well,
Did he not teach you to you?
Well, Pappy tried to pass on the lineage, so to speak, but I never knew Grandpap all that well. I'm doing my best.
Danzan, you might find this is interesting. When you try to think about your grandpap, it's starting to become a little bit fuzzy.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
I don't know, maybe there's a lot about my grandpap that I'm not too sure of.
Perhaps we won't need his song then. Maybe we are in a time of peace. That would be nice.
His ears go down, his grin goes kind of a little too wide, starts sweating and looks around to everyone else when he hears this talk of peace.
Cricket gives no reaction.
Yeah. We're hoping for peace. We're shooting for peace at the moment. I was actually told that you might have something of Grandpap Haruhito.
He leans in close. By whom?
Can I insight that?
You're welcome to.
Look, Will, you keep throwing gigantic godlike creatures at me, and it's got me on edge. 28.
I haven't tried to kill you with any of them yet.
Yet is the key word here.
This is a clam. He isn't going very far. He kind of is actually looking like he's inciting you at the moment.
Oh. Well
Like,
then.
Is this why you're here? What is going on out there? You know, that's sort of like, wait, you aren't coming here to visit Grandpa. You actually want something out of this kind of demeanor.
I was told by a very informed friend that something of Grandpap's was here. I admit, originally, I was interested in maybe a drum that he left behind, but I keep running into more and more people that knew him. There was an old Tengu lady down by, where was that? I was down by above game. Where was that, Willie? That was
on the other coast.
Yeah, the other side of the
north coast.
Yeah.
Yep, north,
Yeah.
but by the ice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, over by the north coast. Apparently she knew him too. I guess I didn't know my grandpap as good as I thought I did. So maybe now this is all turning into me trying to figure out who he really was.
Haruhito had a lot of allies. And met many people as he was traveling around seeing the world and learning about it. And he just sort of fell into the whole saving the world bit.
Oh, that doesn't sound familiar at all.
You want his drum.
I want to understand him better, and I think maybe I could if I did have something of his, something more substantial. He's a very influential person. He's, like you said, he's made a lot of friends. He helped a lot of people. He apparently devised a song that could relax the mightiest of beasts. Maybe I envy that a little bit and want to understand it better.
And he left me with a very important responsibility. Giving back my own gift. Can you believe that?
Oh,
You'll need to pass my test if you want his drum.
Look side to side. Okay, what kind of test?
The clam suddenly clamps shut.
Ah!
And for a moment, you watch as it kind of splashes and bounces on the water until it leaps out of the. Come on. Let me actually. No, not that. It leaps out of the water, revealing the skull of a dragon.
Oh! That's fun.
You're playing that you were doing before.
Uh-huh.
This beast that was laying before me was a mighty dragon that Haruhito and his allies once felled. I will reawaken its fervor and you must play it back to rest. Then you can have my masterwork.
Danton's gonna turn back around to everyone else. I don't want to get you involved if you don't want to be involved. I don't want to risk anyone. If you want to help, I'd greatly appreciate it, but if this is something...
I'm in.
We're all in this together, aren't we?
Oh.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, just be safe, okay? It'd kill me if something happened to any of you.
Danton, if you need help, we're here to help.
Oh, okay. Okay, so... you know... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Sorry, I'm trying to shake myself awake. Okay, Mr. Clamp? I believe we are set and ready to go.
Ooh, I just like that. He chuckles. She just turns to the group. Ooh, he's laughing. That's not good.
Thank you!
Yeah. Clamp proceeds to hum slightly and gesture his arms in a huge somatic pattern.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh?
That was
We
our call.
lost our call this time.
He'll be back soon, I believe in him.
Do you want me to continue or to wait a minute?
Maybe just wait just a brief moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll tell us in chat. Boy.
Man, what a time.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with him, though, because he's always offline.
Yeah. Hey, well, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Because we might need this. What dimensions does Wall of Force actually set up as? Like, it talks about a, oh, his power just went out.
Oh.
No!
Yeah. Talks about a hemispherical dome or sphere with a radius of up to 10 feet, or shape a flat surface made by... So, 10 foot by 10 foot panels, but how long is the actual wall?
I'm approximating a square itself, so 10 across would end up being...
It'd be like this.
And you basically can manipulate it to whatever you want?
Pretty much.
So it's just a 40-foot line that can get bent and shaped.
Yep.
Okay, because I didn't know how to calculate the 40. Okay, cool.
All groovy.
Yeah. So you get 10 of these.
I mean, this would make for a good cliffhanger if we needed to call it if Arkoff can't come back.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But
Yeah.
That'll work. It is a small exercise, and I have something else that happens as well. But if we're all good here, you can just kind of take a look at my creepy clam man, and we can call it here.
Creepy clam man. Now, Willie, I must ask: have you based this on anything, or is this a unique concoction of your brain?
Okay. Do you want the actual inspiration? Do you want me to say it out loud?
does that give anything away? First?
Oh yeah, like no spoilers, of course, but I'm just curious.
I think all the references stop here for this character. The thing is, though, is I don't know the particular origin of this particular demon, but Inuyasha. There was a clam demon there.
Okay. Man, that show needs more love.
And hopefully I made it as like vanilla as possible, as to not step on anyone's toes.
No, you good.
I'm honestly shocked it got the sequel. It's crazy.
Yeah, right?
Arkoff says proceed for now. Assuming this is an actual combat, Voltalis can use Flash of Genius up to 4 times to help Danzan.
There might be combat. Might be. It'd be easy combat, but there might be combat.
I mean, Willie, how you feeling?
I mean, I'm always sleepy around this time of night. But if you want to keep going, we're able to keep going.
Okay.
He's giving you the instructions to run his robot.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can go ahead and do it then.
Yeah, why not?
Cheru, how about you?
I'm good to go.
Okay.
I can't voice him though. That's up to you guys.
Oh, my voice isn't deep enough. Goodness.
Here I go again on my own.
Thank you, Connor. Look, I can't sound like any of you, so it's fine.
All right.
What's that, Cultist? You're giving me all of your stuff? Yes, I am.
All right. Well, since we're doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a wall of force right here, just so we're protected. Yeah, just so we're protected from physical, because the objective is to lull it back to sleep.
Yeah.
By suffocating it. Gotcha.
Actually, yeah, that'll work. Assume direct control.
I should just give Connor all of the character controls.
Ooh, what if I'm not here 1 week? Who's gonna play me?
Connor.
I'm adding Connor to your list.
Good luck, Connor.
Oh God. Power.
I have officially played 3 out of the 4 of us. Or 3 out of the 4 of you, rather.
All right, Mr. Clam. I believe we're ready to give this a whirl.
Ooh, this marshmallow's banana flavored.
What?
Ugh.
Hey, I like banana.
But I, didn't
I
want
like
it for
banana too.
marshmallow.
I don't like banana flavor.
Because it's the old banana versus the banana we have now today.
That is true.
Ew, why?
That's true.
Because the crinkling you heard earlier was me opening a box of candy that is in the shape of Chinese food.
Huh.
And this yellow thing was supposed to be like egg. It's banana.
Oh. Weird.
Here we go. Okay.
Turn up the music slightly.
Slightly.
Perfect, thank you.
Excellent. The clams shut. And you watch as the skull kind of starts to bubble and rise out of the water. And for now, I will be using the Draco Lich token for it. It is not a full Draco Lich. It is just the skull.
Cool.
It's a Draco Demi-Lich.
So the skull is just
Demi-Lich.
floating?
It is floating and screaming.
Oh! Okay, here we go. Let's give it a shot.
Roll for initiative.
Oh. Good, 7. Oh, heavens to Betsy.
12.
8.
22?
And I'll need control of Cultis's sheet if I'm going to get
Do you
into
have it?
his shoes. That is a negative.
You don't.
No.
Cultist can be edited and controlled by Connor.
It should be popping up any time now.
What if I were to remove you and then...
Oh, don't do that. No.
Oh, wait, it needs to be in your... That's it.
My
I have to put
handouts,
you-
yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Boom.
I've got Harrow, I've got Danzan, and now I've got Miltatus.
Your soul is mine.
Your soul is mine. And Miltatus will be 14.14.
Good.
God, I'm going last. I need to be going first. Ugh.
Well, here's actually no, I can't go before Harrow. Harrow, you see this skull pop out of the water. What do you do?
Well, Dan said let's give this a shot. So I'll shoot it.
You're gonna shoot it?
How are you shooting it?
I don't know. I shoot it with
There is a
arrow.
40-foot. There's a 40-foot long wall where nothing can pass through. So.
Oh, I forgot about that. Can I go around the wall?
Yes, you can go around the wall.
I go around the wall.
I don't know if you can see the wall. Can we see the wall?
Why are you trying to shoot it? We're trying to lull it back to sleep.
Oh.
It is an invisible wall of force.
Ah, so
Maybe
you
when
can't
it
even
runs out
see
of
it.
HP, it'll go to sleep.
So he just tries to shoot it and then misses.
Point.
Hera does exactly that, I guess.
Point. You watch as this beast of a skull reflects your attacks. You are ineffectual, Harrow. What do you do?
I end my turn.
You're just gonna stay there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking incredible.
Amazing.
There's a wall.
Oh.
Okay. So the skull proceeds to roar. And 4 skeletons rise out of the ground.
Oh.
Too bad you didn't wait, Harrow. Now there's things for you to shoot.
Maybe one of my arrows ricochets off the wall and hits him in the face. Wouldn't that be cool?
It would be, but too bad it
That
didn't
would be
happen.
awesome. Anyway.
So anyway.
Cricket, this one gets close enough to attack you. It swings a bone at you.
No, not again.
It is a 17 to hit.
It misses.
It misses. Alright.
I'm not
so
going back.
Next on the list is Viltatus.
Right. I definitely had enough time to study his sheet. So I'm going to go to his spell list and see what he has.
Is it nice and neat?
It is. Right. I have. This should work. I will use my. Oh God, his fucking feats and traits are a mile long. What the fuck?
He did
all
say
right,
lightning launcher? Question.
No, he's got these boots of something, I'm sure. Does he have to activate them? Oh shit. Wait, no, here we go. Winged boots. You gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use the boots to fly for 4 hours. Yes. Okay, so Viltatus will use the boots and he will fly 30 feet up into the air. And 5 feet over this way, actually. Wait a minute. Let me see if this won't. This is 20. This is 20. 20. No. 20. No. 20. Maybe if I do it over here. Ah. We're good, I think. Yes. I will fly up and over here, so I'm 25 feet in the air.
Okay.
And 5 feet over here, and I will look down and aim my arm gauntlets at these 2 zombies, and a green gout of flame will shoot out from my gauntlets as I cast Fairy Fire on these 2 zombies right here. And because of the radius and this wall of force, the fire will not harm Cricket, who would otherwise be in the way.
Wow. Thanks, Cultist, for not hitting me.
You're welcome. It is spell save
One
DC.
of the skeletons is in fact affected.
I see.
It is covered in lights like pink aura at the moment.
I don't think I have any bonus actions, so I will go ahead and end my turn.
Excellent. Let's see. So then it is now Cricket's turn.
Well then we're just not even gonna do anything fancy. We're gonna just try and we're gonna hit Bone Boy in front of me because I ain't going back.
All right. Well, roll for it.
I did. It's slow. 17.
17 will absolutely hit.
Hey. How about for 9?
And 9. I think that's enough to take out a skeleton. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna pull this up over here and. It is still standing.
Oh shit.
And it rattles.
Don't you dare talk back to me like that. And she goes in again. 23. Oh man, that's 30.
That'll hit.
Draw 11.
And it suddenly kapoots. It's technically, it was a critical hit because it was berry fired. So yeah,
Oh,
you
jeez.
destroyed it.
Oh.
Oh yes.
Well, now I feel like I
And
should have used that attack on another. Whatever. It's fine.
And you watch as it just kind of like crumples into dust.
I'll then move over to this one, and I'll end my turn.
Excellent. That'll bring us
We're
over
actually
to
here.
Killian.
All right. Seeing how Cricket has that one skeleton right there, I'm going to use 10 feet of my own movement. And I'll go over here, and for the first time in a long time, I'm going to pull out the Lightbringer. Sparks up with an awesome power. For the bonus action, the spirits of my fallen comrades will surround me as I cast Spirit Shroud
That's a
at
little
3rd
dramatic.
level. Oh, ignore that, or don't, I guess. Because I'm going to take a swing at this skeleton with the Lightbringer.
You swing at the skeleton.
Swing at the skeleton. That's going to be a 26 to hit.
That'll absolutely hit.
Okay. It takes 10 bludgeoning damage and an additional 2 radiant damage because it is undead.
Yup.
And an additional 6 radiant damage because of Spirit Shroud.
And in one fell swoop, whoosh, it just evaporates.
The Lightbringer. That is 10. Oh, no. And with that, I will run up to where Cricket is to try and fend off the other skeleton. And he'll turn to Cricket and say, I think the cat liked me.
Ooh! I'll have to talk about it with him later. What was
What is
that?
happening?
Madness.
Did I hear
More
don't
than
take
that.
the chicken?
No. A fort just collapsed. Don't worry about it.
I end my turn.
Excellent. Okay.
I knew you were a
Danzane,
cat
you are-
person.
Up.
Okay, so I gotta ask above really quick. Can we do the thing, Willie?
Yeah. Nope, I've got it all loaded up.
Okay. So, amidst all this insanity, all these skeletons popping up, all this swinging in combat, Danzan is going to sit down slowly, like just sitting Seiza up on his up behind his legs, and calmly around him there is an ensemble of other Tanuki that he can recall, people from his memory. There's one sitting on a small pillow playing a shamisen. There is another with an instrument called a hichiriki. It's kind of like, it almost sounds like a saxophone, but it's a very small condense. There are a few percussionists. There is a show player. And they all just start to play as Danzan slowly starts to set a gentle rhythm with his Suzumi drum-like belly. So, need me to roll anything, Willie?
Yes, roll performance with advantage, please.
24.
Excellent. I am marking 1 tally down. The dragon head, enraged, kind of just starts pounding onto the wall. Doesn't break through like that.
And Danzan unflinchingly continues to play alongside his ensemble.
Excellent. So while Danzan is playing, Harrow, yep, it is your turn now.
I'll move out of the way over here and just stab this guy with a cricket.
Stab him.
Stabby.
Narf.
16.
That'll hit.
Stabby.
Jesus.
And it explodes.
Pop.
Excellent. All right.
Popped bones.
It is now the Skeleman's turns, and more Skelemans start to appear. And they start approaching. And they start attacking everyone that they can. Okay, one of them did crit. I was going to say, most of these attacks are completely ineffectual. It crit against Harrow, in this case.
Cool.
Harrow, you get bone blasted for 9 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
I'll take it.
The dragon head keeps smacking against the wall, trying to get at Danzan. Viltatus.
Why does Cultist have so much health? Okay, this seems like it's getting a bit out of hand down here, and it seems like they're dispersing with a bit of ease. So Viltatus will, Viltatus will.
What will he do?
I'm going to make sure that I don't hit you with this. I don't think I can hit all of them. without hitting you. So I will elect to hit. I will land on the ground, and Cultist will hold his hands out, and he will clap them in front of him. And he's going to cast Thunder Wave at a second level.
Very good.
And that will catch these 3 zombies, but not the one highest.
Okay. So that's a con save, if I'm not mistaken.
It is a Constitution saving throw.
And a failure. Oh my god.
Excellent. They're all going to take. This is a whopping 6 thunder damage. Excellent.
They
3d8.
have been sixth.
They're all also pushed 10 feet backwards.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Oh wait, rather this one. There we go. And boom, boom. They look dazed if a skeleton can give off a dazed expression.
And I'm going to do my best to interpose myself between them and Danzan while he's putting on his performance. I'll try to make myself look enticing, and that'll end my turn.
Excellent. That'll bring us over to Cricket.
I really want to go the other side. God damn it. Well, I guess I'll stab the one in between Killian and myself. Or swipe at it, I should say. 15?
15 will do it.
10.
It rattles, but it does not roll.
Oh my gosh. She'll go in for a second swing.
That'll hit.
Yay!
Woo!
Beautiful 29. For another 10.
And that'll absolutely break it.
I guess I will. I think they're all in. For the most part.
All right.
She'll run
Is
over.
that-
I can grab it. And go between these two.
Excellent. And that'll bring us back over to Killian.
All right. Gonna take a little swing with the Lightbringer at the one in front of me. Yup. Oh yeah, 26. That'll hit, I think.
That'll definitely hit. Yep.
For 5 bludgeoning and 4 radiant damage, as well as an additional, not spiritual weapon, spirit shroud. An additional 2 radiant damage.
It is still barely hanging on.
Damn. All right. Bonus action. Gonna use my War Priest ability to hit it again.
Here we go.
Natural 20.
Jeez.
You want to describe this hit?
What the fuck is with all the ones rolled on him?
Look, you got
I mean,
a
it
nat
probably
20, but then.
It probably doesn't matter, but fuck you. Fucking sponsor. I ram the Lightbringer into this thing's gut to get it to lurch forward, and then while it's lurched forward, I take the Lightbringer like a golf club and I whack this thing's head clean off.
It flies and just disappears into fireworks in midair.
Ugh. stand. I've got 30 feet of movement. I will... Yeah, I'll stand up here and do the same thing Viltalis is doing, make myself look hittable.
Excellent. Which brings us back over to Danzan.
All right. Danzan's just completely in the moment. What he can remember of his family playing along with him. You hear a brief swelling of the koto being plucked and his drumming rumbling up just a little bit. And Willie, everything in here... Where are you? Yeah. Everything needs to make a Constitution saving throw DC 17.
Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two of them succeed. I'm assuming it's the outermost ones.
Okay. In a large swell of the cascading music, light and sound just beam out from the ensemble as it does 23 radiant damage and 20 thunder damage.
Excellent. And you watch as they all just kind of like get blown away. Because you took an action during this turn, you can make a regular performance check.
$25.
You feel like you're remembering more and more of the song. It's a struggle right now, and your memories are still very much foggy. In fact, you can watch as the people that you have next to you are kind of fading in and out of the performance, but you still manage to play very strong as the dragon head continues to roar.
Cool.
It lurches back. It tries to breathe fire at your wall. Cricket and Harrow, you can feel the heat of this like red flame, but you're not getting hit. All right. Which brings us back over to Harrow.
Guess I'll just shoot this guy in the back here.
That'll do it.
11.
For 11. It is still standing.
Wait. I'm gonna stay still, so can we say steady aim?
Okay, sure.
Alright, sweet.
Ah, yes, the post-mortem sneak attack.
Yeah, it's gone.
Alright, cool.
Let's see. And that means you stay still. That is great for me.
Indeed I do. Oh, I don't like that.
Let's see. And there, and there. The dragon starts clawing at the wall of force. Nothing can break through this thing, right?
Nope.
Question, Willie.
Nothing but a disintegrate spell.
Well, it doesn't have that. It is not a spellcaster. But you want to know what it does have?
Circle of Death?
Skeletons.
It's got skeleton. Oh!
Oh!
Good luck, Harrow.
Here they come. Clickety-clack down the track. It's lots and
lots.
lots of skeletons.
It's lots and lots of bones!
No, I told you I ain't going back! Ah!
Oh.
Bones!
Bones. Here come all the bones.
Oh dear. Oh, Buck.
Good luck, Harrow.
Ooh.
In retrospect, I should have made this thing a cube.
Are any of them wearing basketballs on their shoulders? Or maybe
Oh,
wearing
they're-
slippers?
Roll a d20, Cheru.
Oh, I was almost 20! I was almost there. 8.
Unfortunately, they are all nondescript skeletons.
No!
They all proceed to start trying to kick you. Okay. So that is one of them with a 23 to hit.
On who?
Cricket.
What? You know, huh? What? Sorry, I was
One of-
distracted.
All of my
Playing
rolls were
Minecraft.
super low. Well, you were playing. You got hit then. Okay, let me roll this.
I got hit? How?
Yeah, you got hit by a 23 from a skeleton.
Because you're surrounded by bones.
Bones.
Oh, well. Okay.
Okay, you take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Viltatus?
I could stop it, but they're just bones. No, wait! I said I didn't want to go back! No!
You are getting boned. Welcome to the bone zone. Viltatus, you got hit by 1 critical hit.
Oh, fudge.
That is 8 bludgeoning damage.
I deep-voicedly take this bludgeoning damage.
Killian, neither of those attacks hit you.
Ha! I
Harrow.
deep-voicedly take none of that bludgeoning damage.
Harrow, you are marauded by 3 of those hits.
I also take none of that damage.
Your voice is not deep enough, I'm sorry.
Damn it.
So that is 10 plus 8 plus 6.
What? I'm gonna only take half of one of those.
Okay, so 5 plus 8 plus 6.
Oh, it's the
That
other
is
one.
19 bludgeoning damage.
Oh man.
Bum, bum, bum. You were just getting kicked by all these skeletons.
Just getting pummeled.
There's a meme in there somewhere.
Isn't there a meme of like a circle of like people kicking something?
Yeah, it's a JoJo
Always.
reference.
Which will bring us back over to Viltatus.
Oh, that's me, right. I remember. Let's see, there's a lot of skeletons here now, and...
Yeah?
What would be the best move here? These things probably aren't very wise, and... Well, you should be fine. I'm going to take an opportunity attack by moving out of those two's threat radius.
One of them might hit with a 19.
My AC is 22.
Jeez. Well, never mind.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ,
naturally it's
Arkov.
a 22?
That's what it says on the tin right there.
Oh.
What?
Also, notably, I have my shield up right now, so my AC is 18. Where's my shield? There it is. And the Cultist is going to hold his gauntlets up to the air and say, Cricket, you might want to close your eyes, and fire off 2 flares into the air. And they're going to explode and create a swirl of colors and shapes that is going to confuse and bewilder the skeletons as I cast Hypnotic Pattern.
That's a good spell.
Ooh. Okay, wisdom saving
Everyone
throws.
in that square ahead of me needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Cricket pulls the hat down right in time to block the flash as she closes her eyes.
Definitely.
Whoa, okay. One of them is all like, nah, whatever, dog. But
What?
A second one, okay. Hold on. Yeah, just the 2. So you got these 2 who are all like, oh, that's pretty. So I'll just put no signs on them for now. But the rest of them
No,
are completely
no.
entranced.
And what about Cricket?
Cricket, you can make an advantage on your wisdom saving throw, but you
Because
have
the
no
hat.
reaction, basically.
Okay. Oh, do you want me to roll it? Sorry. A 20.
Excellent. You
That'll
are
work.
not taken in by this glow like these skeleton are. In fact, they're all just kind of like looking at it. Whoa. I can't rotate that one. Oh well, rip. That's fine. Is that the end of your turn, Bill Taunus?
Yes, I believe it is.
Excellent. Well, Cricket, you have your hat over your head, but hey, you
Actually-
can hear the swirling. Oh,
I'll move over here.
good.
Let's see. Guess I should start casting some spells, right? Let's see, what do I got?
You know.
Most of these are very useful for combat. You know what? Let's do this. I'm very rusty. I never use it. Booming blade.
Ooh, all right. Who you hitting?
I'll hit the one wedged in between, actually, right here in the middle.
This. All right.
Yeah, middle boy.
Yes, these are the 2 that made their saves, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So
So they're still
those are the
active.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, those are the only 2 that are active.
Okay, that works. That works. So yeah, I will cast Booming Blade. I can't make a melee attack, correct? After that, I have to wait till next turn, correct?
Because this is a spell cast, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
Well,
you're an Eldritch Knight, so you actually, I think you have cantrip versatility or some shit.
you can cast a cantrip in place of one of your attacks.
You can, yeah, and then you can attack after you cast a cantrip.
Yeah.
Do I obtain that at some point? Because I don't have that anywhere.
It is at
Probably
7th level.
Oh.
Starting at 7th level, when you use your action to cast a cantrip, you can make 1 weapon attack as a bonus action.
What the fuck? I need to write that
Oh,
down.
there you go.
I don't have that anywhere? Do I have it here? Hold on.
It's called.
I do! It's
War magic.
never... It's hidden. Wow, then let's do that. So yeah, so
So
then
do
I'll hit the same boy. I'll hit the middle boy.
Okay.
With a 19.
That'll hit.
With 16.
With a 16, it completely shatters in place.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
So, that'll bring us over to Killian.
I don't think Booming Blade's the one I was thinking it was. That's okay.
Green Flame Blade.
I think I was getting confused with the other one. It's alright.
Whoa.
I never
Hello.
use either of them, so it was just like, oh, well.
I tripped. Oh boy. There's a lot of people here.
You got some
I don't
AoE
have-
stuff.
I do. Let's make a big fuck off column of fire right in the middle of all of these guys. I'm gonna cast Flame Strike. And it's going to absolutely hit these guys and no one else.
All right, so those 5.
Dexterity saving throws from them all.
Also, yes, I was getting it confused with Green Flame Blade. That's okay. Fine.
All 5 of them rolled like 7 or lower.
LOL.
Wow.
They take this much damage.
Oh my.
16 fire and 14 radiant.
They're gone.
Eviscerated.
Ah,
Just base boosted fire.
just a column of fire shaped like a crow descends from the heavens and slams into all those, and then Killian walks up amidst the smoldering grass and goes, "How you holding up, Hera?"
Basically fireproof, actually.
Great. That is good to know in the future.
Yes.
Having fun?
No.
I know I am. That's my turn.
Killian's just
Which
in a
brings-
good mood because he's just been
Yeah.
petting a cat nonstop for like a day, a day and a half.
His mood has improved thanks to the cat.
Thanks to the cat or the 40-foot pillar of bird fire.
I finally get to just beat the shit out of undead. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Wait, I can turn on this. I could solve this whole thing.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I was
Never
waiting.
mind.
Waiting for
I
that.
was waiting for that.
Nope, I'm a war cleric. I want to fucking fight him.
Killian's just been so pumped that we finally get to fight like
Fucking finally.
that he absolutely forgets that he could eviscerate all of them in like one fucking move.
Who cares? Who cares? I did toll the dead what? Like, or not toll the dead. I did fucking turn undead in Mines of Fandelver once and then never again.
I can send you to a domain of dread if you want.
No!
On that
Fucking-
note, it is
I'd like-
Dan's turn.
I'd like to finish at least one of the full quests at hand.
Well,
Kill.
okay.
That I can do.
All right. So, Danzan, for his action, is going to be completely focused on this ensemble performance. However, Killian, feeling pretty spry, the music's really nice, and you might be feeling a little inspired with a D10 as my bonus action.
From a
I'm ready.
distance.
Will, you good for performance?
Yes, I am.
Normal or advantage?
Normal. Oh wait, you used the bonus action?
Yeah, I used the bonus action.
Okay, so advantage.
26.
Whew. And with that, you see as its bashing suddenly gets weaker and weaker until it just kind of like slumps up against the wall and splashes back down into the water. the remaining skelemen are furious. Oh, not actually. Only like 2 of them. No, 3 of them.
Three
are
of them,
furious. The other ones are completely entranced at the moment. But Danzan, you watch as the light just disappears from this skull, this massive skull.
He just closes his eyes and keeps playing.
Excellent. All right, well, wrap this thing up, Harrow. Can you?
Me? I guess I'll stab a guy.
What?
What?
It's fine.
Wrap it up, Harrow. Come on.
Don't
Just
look at
kill
me
all of
with
them in
those
one go.
words. Let me use all my area of effect moves.
Yes, please.
I stab the closest one to me.
No.
It hits.
He pops.
He completely pops.
I'll hit the guy next to him.
Oh, Whales from the Grave.
Wait,
Wait.
that's not what I want to click. This is what I want to click. 8.
It looks... Wait, is it immune? No, it's not immune. It's immune to poison. Okay, yeah, so it's just like, ugh, it shudders. You can feel its bones rattle.
That's
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
Hey!
Do you use that?
Did these guys die? Did these guys... No, like, I always forget. Did these guys drop, like, those little tokens when they die? Or are they also fake?
They kind of disappeared into dust.
Of course they do. Of course they do, Harrow says and throws his arms up in the air.
You want more tokens, I know. You'll get your tokens. You have to kill something that has
I
a
want
life.
a token that doesn't turn back into a party member. So I think that's the only one I've made.
Which will bring us over to... What? The 2 skelemen that I've got. Here we go. One is going to kick Harrow for hitting it with those whales. It will not, because you will not get hit by a 13.
Sure won't.
And the one that isn't affected by the hypnotic pattern tries to kick Cricket and does not by rolling a 9. Fantastic. But you do notice that no other skeletons rise up. So, Viltatus.
Seeing as how the skeletons have mostly stopped, Viltatus is going to fly 30 feet into the air, and he's going to let the lightning launchers do the talking. I am Viltatus. That's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, there's the 6 lightning damage and the bonus lightning damage, which will be 5.
And it is still hanging on.
Well, as a bonus action, I'll do the lightning launcher again. 21
That hits.
for an additional 6 lightning damage.
That'll do it. Which one were you hitting again?
The one nearest to Cricket.
There we go. Yeah, and absolutely, it just kind of like crumples into dust from the lightning.
Well, certainly took care of them.
Excellent. And that is the end of your turn,
Believe so.
which will bring us over to Cricket.
I'm just gonna stab it again.
Which
just-
one are you stabbing?
No, this
Kill.
one over here.
Okay.
Or actually, no. She's gonna come down here and stab this third one.
Got it.
$26.
That'll do it.
13.
With 13, it completely, like, just shatters onto the ground.
Finally, Jesus. Then we're gonna attack this one next in line.
Excellent.
22.
22 works.
And 10.
With 10, it's still up. In fact, it shakes off its hypnosis.
That's okay. I end my turn.
All right, Killian.
Death. I'm going to hang on. Yeah, no, that'll work. I'm going to get behind this one, get that flanking bonus. Lightbringer.
Danzin's doing all this peaceful music and there's murder. Oh my god.
Natural 20.
Oh
You
my
want to
God.
describe this one, pal?
This time I just double-handed bring it down, and Harrow is going to see as this thing's head disappears completely into its chest cavity, and radiant light will just burst out of its chest, and its face will just be looking at it before it falls over to the ground. And for posterity, because funny numbers. And a couple more for Jenny and the Wimp. That is... Oh, I'm looking for it, and it doesn't even matter. Spirit Guardians. Not Spirit Guardians. Spirit Shroud.
There
Haha!
you go.
A whopping 1... Wait. 5 more radiant damage.
Killian, put your shoe back on.
My boots are firmly attached. I use them to kick ass, and I'm gonna run over here with the last of my movement, and bonus action, War Priest. I'll fucking do it again.
Do that crit, buddy.
Get a crit again.
Don't forget you have inspiration.
I do. I think an 18 will hit, though.
Yep.
It certainly does.
Okay. It's going to be 9 bludgeoning, 5 radiant, and divine strike. An additional 8 bludgeoning.
You knock it over Cricket's head, and then it just shatters on the ground.
Ugh. Are you okay, buddy?
This is so refreshing, honestly. Like, this is what I was meant to do.
Kick skeletons?
Yes, kick skeleton ass.
To this wonderful, peaceful music.
Cricket looks down at the skeleton's butt. Does she perceive bony ass?
Pony ass. Look at the backside of its pelvis.
It sure is bony. And with that, I believe it's Danzan's turn. There are 3 skeleton left on the field.
Danzin's continuing to play because he's very serene, very much at peace. However, allow me for some tomfoolery, Willie.
Sure.
The one that is with Cricket and Veltatus. Intermixed with his playing, Danzin's going to briefly look at the skeleton in just a calm, peaceful tone, and just give one quick pulling on his belly and cast Dissonant Whispers. But it's more of a everything's actually kind of nice whispers.
Pleasant whispers.
Pleasant whispers, there we go. Not careless whispers, though. Those are dangerous.
Too pleasant.
I'm
So-
gonna go see my family.
10 psychic damage, and do Cricket and Veltatus get attacks of opportunity?
They do.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, you know I am. Cricket just makes that, like, you know the image of the little girl standing in front of the flaming building? She makes that same smug face as it tries to go away from her. Oh, I clicked it. There it is.
Yeah,
Pick your number. I know it hits.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Good God.
It didn't even make it that far.
Too serene.
Cricket just turns around.
And okay, that's turn for me.
Yeah.
Fuck
You
me,
can
those
do
are
a performance check if
barbarian
you
numbers.
want, but you're still playing like at the top of your game right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll bring us over to Harrow. There are 2 skeleton left in the field.
All right. I shoot one.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Oh my god.
You sure did hit one.
Oh my. No. What? Does,
Oh,
the other
that
guy-
I have
gets
a
both of them.
question. Does
Uh-huh.
necrotic damage affect skeletons?
I was considering that, but they are only immune to poison.
Oh, okay.
I think
Necrotic
it's
is
zo-
perfectly fine.
I think zombies.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, zombies.
I think zombies actually heal from necrotic damage.
That's what I
Really?
was wondering. I thought something healed, but I couldn't remember what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skeletons
So-
do not.
Harrow, you take aim and you go for this one, and you beat him so hard that the other one just kind of falls apart right next to him.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Cricket's gonna
with
hold
that,
hands with the one in front. Oh, it's gone. No!
Cricket was holding hands with it, and all that's left is the hand in your hand.
When did you kill two?
Just like that one scene in The Boys.
You can hold its hand if you want. It's just gone.
Yeah, Cricket's just holding its hand.
So, anywho, Dan's going to slowly bring the ensemble down and drop the wall.
Wait, come on. Wall disappeared. Thank you. And once again, the area is serene, quiet. You look over at the clam. It's open. There is no giant clamp inside, but sitting in the bed of the shell is a drum.
Well, let's go on over.
You vaguely remember this drum, and it definitely has a different name than the one that I ascribed to this particular drum, but that sure
Oh,
is your
boy.
grandpa's drum.
Wow. While holding this drum, you can re-roll the use of your bardic inspiration. Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
You can use either result. This property of the drum can't be used until next dawn. Whenever you cast a spell using your drum, you can use your reaction to select a creature you see within 30 feet of you. That creature may use its reaction to take the attack action. Dang!
Cool.
Wow.
That's neat.
He was
That-
a real team player.
Don't lie. Good grief. Danzan will calmly, just both hands, take the drum, hold it over his shoulder, and give it one quick, sharp boom, just to feel it, trying to remember.
The beat, it feels like your chest remembers it, but it's still kind of like a fog to you.
Hmm. Wow. I had no idea. Thanks, Grandpap. I'm gonna try and do you proud. And, Mr. Clamp, I don't know if you're there, but thank you. I feel like I grew a lot here today. Not only in understanding my grandfather and my music, but understand a little bit more about myself. And he will start making his way back.
How did it go?
He'll pull the drum back up and give it two quick pa-bones.
Oh, you feel that in your chest.
I know, right?
Feels familiar.
Familiar.
I don't know. It's just
A drum.
something in. Not you.
Oh,
Alexa, stop.
I'm sorry.
I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna unplug this thing.
Ah, so that's why it sounds familiar. It sounds like Viltadis's armor. No, but seriously, go on. Sorry.
Well, I want to say
the sound of war drums. When people are sent into battle, it has the similar effect, but we're not marching.
I'll do everything in my power to be a bit more helpful for all of you. I promise that.
Tanzan, you're the most helpful one of us here. What are you talking about?
Have you seen me? I'm not very useful to anyone else.
Oh, that is such a lie. That is such a lie, Cricket. You know it.
He isn't wrong. And you might not have wanted this for yourself, but you wouldn't have gotten to this point if it weren't for the experience you've had up until now.
Well, I have all of you to thank for that. Without you, I'd not only be dead, more than likely, but I'd probably still be a lot more lost than I thought I was.
Oh. Either way, whatever comes, the Fire Force 5 will see it through together, like we always have.
Despite his height, he's going to try and scoop everyone in for a big old hug.
Cricket will absolutely do that by transforming into the hybrid form so she gets big enough to scoop everyone together.
No!
Cop out.
You're so much stronger.
Above game, Connor, does Killian have one of the runes?
I do. I have the Orb of the Stein rune?
Oh, that's that stone one.
Yes.
Tell you what, buddy. I can't load all this on my own shoulders, so I'm gonna let you have this. And he is going to give you the Shard of the Issei rune.
He looks at it in his palm and he holds it around. Are you sure?
There's so much with this. There's so much that this thing can do that would benefit you far more than it would benefit me. But yeah, you look out for us. So I think you deserve it. It's got oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just don't want to lose anybody again, is all.
I'm more worried about losing you. I think you've been knocked out more than anyone else here in the battlefield.
That might be true. However, I am pretty tough. And this one, he'll sort of like nudge Dan's hand a little bit with his foot. This one always seems to get me back up.
He crosses his arms.
Him and his grandpap.
He crosses his arms a little snidely. And don't you forget it.
I don't think I can if I wanted to.
Ah. Yes. So this is what it's like to have memories. He chuckles.
Well, this was quite a day. We accomplished a lot, but maybe we should go take another break and figure out what exactly we're gonna do now.
You don't have to tell me twice to sleep more. Oh!
Hey, where's Binks at?
I think on the
he's
ship.
back on the ship.
Oh.
I wasn't good.
After we woke up, he kind of screwed off like he didn't want to see me. I don't know. I think he liked me better when I was motionless.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, he'll look back to the gigantic clam. Well, Mr. Clamp, I thank you again. I feel like I said, I feel like I definitely grew in more ways than one.
It's silent.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Although, it's kind of interesting, actually. The air feels a bit dense. It's lightly hazy. You kind of like a mist in the sky. It also feels like it's kind of difficult to hear.
Weird.
Although, Cricket, you hear a dulcet whisper in your ear. Dear Pride, of course you survived. And we're gonna leave it on this kind of cliffhanger.
Oh,
shit.
okay.
No.
We just can't have a happy ending, can we?
You got your happy ending. I let you play it out as long as you wanted to.
She just hugs everyone slightly a little tighter than normal.
All right.
Good
Oh.
stuff. Apologies, it ran a little late.
Woo! No, it didn't really run that late. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Happy 2001. Hopefully 2002 or 22. Sorry, will be a lot better. What did I
God.
say? 2001.
Please
2021.
God, no!
Sorry.
Don't put us back into 2002.
2002 is alright.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you know.
Play Neopets again.
Sorry, I'm a little.
I don't want to be 8.
Let's wrap this up. Arkov's not here. If you guys want to check out Arkov, he streams on Twitch and Twitter over at Arkov. Willie, where can they find you?
They can find the Willy Boo at the Willy Boo, fun posting online, and
Not having a rhyme. It's okay.
Wow.
I'm on the decline, apparently. Dang. You can find me on Twitter, usually fun posting. I've got no new D&D products out for you right now, but you can usually find most of my stuff on the DMs Guild. And as always, for any of us who creates DMs Guild content, if you like what we make, don't forget to give it a nice review. It does us wonders.
All right, Connor, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com/DistortionDevil, where I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 8 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time. Yeah, be sure to check out Dead House Sonata and also my DM's Guild. Probably gonna be streaming for New Year's. Hooray! Getting horrendously drunk.
Oh boy. Great. Gaijin, where can they find you?
Find me at twitch.tv/GaijinGoomba. We'll be streaming this weekend, including New Year's Day. Might be Crab Battle, might be Okinawa Rush. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Zito, wherever you are.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. It's definitely on. I did not expect Crab Fight to be anime, but here we are. Oh my god. Anywho, also be on the lookout for a brand new Witch Ninja talking about Snake from Animal Crossing, because despite that dopey little pink bunny being so simple, he's not simple. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And as soon as I can find the time, I will get the Oni playable race 4th ed done. I just have to get the art in and program all the PDF crap, so it'll be getting there.
Neat. And Eric, where can they find you?
They can find me nowhere until 2020. See you all next year, guys.
2020? Did you do what I did?
2022!
You did what I did. It's fine.
bedtime.
It's, yeah. As for me, I also will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what I have planned, but it'll be fun. So come hang out with me on New Year's. Monday, Danganronpa will resume. See you next year for that. In the meantime, I'm going to send you guys off to ProZD. He's actually doing a charity stream right now, and I kind of want to shove y'all off to him in good spirits, so... So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I think he's doing a stream where he's drawing Pokemon from memory with 2 other people.
Oh man.
That sounds legit.
So yeah. Thanks you guys for watching. Goodbye everyone.
Goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
Have a good bye.